Walker. This his 400th high school game that he will be coaching tonight. If you include the games that he was the head coach at Concord, it is his 422nd game. So a milestone game for him, and hopefully it leads to another Martinsburg win as they look to stay perfect in the regular season and get to 9-0, as it's only a 9-game regular season. This is the last game of the regular season for the Bulldogs. Let's step aside, take our first break on the W. Harley Miller Systems pre-game show, and on the other side of that break, we'll have our check of the area schedule. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency, BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer!
The Mountaineer Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Mondays, Karaoke Tuesdays, Steak Night Wednesdays and Sundays, Boneless Swing Night Thursdays, and DJ and/or karaoke, again Fridays and Saturdays. And remember, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays through Fridays is happy hour with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Pub!
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's now time for the check of the area schedule, brought to you by Rock's Local Markets. Fast, fresh, friendly, Rock's. The Musselman-Applemen fell to 3-5 overall last week after losing 33-14 at Jefferson. The loss drops Musselman down 1 spot in this week's WVSSAC playoff rankings to 17th overall. This week, the Applemen square up with the Washington Patriots. Musselman head coach Brian Thomas shared his thoughts on Washington.
Just like a lot of other spread teams, they're trying to get the ball in space. They're trying to get the ball to playmakers. You know, when you spread people out, and sometimes all it takes is one missed tackle and they can take it to the house. So, yeah, they're definitely doing some good things, you know, schematically with what they're doing. Hopefully we can create turnovers, not give up explosive plays. You know, if they're going to score, make them earn what they score. At the same point, you know, I'd like for us to break a couple explosive plays. So I think if you can execute some of those simple football statistics, that usually things go in your way.
The Washington Patriots improved to 3-5 overall last week after shutting out the Hampshire Trojans 38-0. The Patriots are 24th overall in this week's playoff rankings. This week, Washington hosts the Musselman-Applemen. Head coach of the Patriots, Terry Ray, shared his thoughts on Musselman.
Musselman's been all over the roller coaster offensively. They changed up some quarterbacks and moved some stuff around and have gone back to what I say is more traditional Musselman football. They're trying to pound the ball inside there, and they do throw it. We don't know what they're going to get. I just know that when I turn the film on and I've gone and actually watched Musselman play this year, their defense is real gritty and tough, and their offensive line is big, and they try to move guys around and establish a line of scrimmage.
The Jefferson Cougars beat the Musselman-Applemen last week 33-14 and are now 6-2 overall and ranked 5th in this week's playoff rankings. This week is a non-conference game for the Cougars as they host the Clarksburg Coyotes. Jefferson head coach Craig Hunter shared what his team needs to do to get a win.
I think we just need to clean up mistakes that we made last week, cut down the penalties, the holding penalties, make sure we get the snaps correctly, get that situation corrected, get stops when we need them. make sure we get better at sometimes seeing the ball in the passing game and quit running by interceptions. Other than that, I think we should be okay. If we do those things, I think we'll get a win. If we do those things, play hard, be intense like we've been the last couple of games, I think we'll be fine if we be able to get a win that way.
The Spring Mills Cardinals lost 23-6 last week at Martinsburg to end their 7-game winning streak and fall to 7-2 overall. The loss dropped the Cardinals 3 spots down to 8th overall in this week's playoff rankings. Spring Mills has its bye week this week before its regular season finale next week against Hedgesville. Head coach of the Cardinals, Marcus Law, shared what this week has been like for his team.
Well, honestly, looking at the things that we do well and trying to expand on it. Again, at the game, there's some things that I thought we could have done better as far as mixing up things a little bit there with our play action. So working on that, making sure our receivers are on the same page with Mac to get our routes and stuff done correctly. And as far as execution, that was another thing we've kind of been talking about. It's good. Also, it gives us a chance. Some guys have had a little bit of nagging injuries. Gives us a chance to heal up. It gives us a chance to also look at our depth as well as far as getting guys in some different roles, seeing where they can help us out moving forward. But again, just kind of gives us that week to get some, basically get back to the fundamentals and then just get the extra work in there.
That was your check of the area schedule brought to you by Rock's Local Markets, fast, fresh, friendly Rocks. Once again, our matchup tonight features the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Hedgesville Eagles. We'll continue to preview this matchup coming up next on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee-wee to the big boys to the wing T formation, a hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Omaha! Let's go!
Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, shrimp nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 as we get ready for the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Hedgesville Eagles tonight, live from Spring Mills High School, a neutral site game as Hedgesville the home team, but unfortunately due to the sinkhole at Moo Mall Stadium right on the 15-yard line on the field, Hedgesville unable to have any more home games. So they have to play neutral site games, and we have the game here tonight for you at Spring Mills. Let's now get into the Hedgesville Eagles, a team 3-5 on the season. Still not over yet. If they were to win the next two games, which, yes, let's be honest, does not seem very likely, this being Martinsburg, the next one being Spring Mills, Dillon. But you can never rule it out. It's still football that needs to be played. However, backs are definitely against the wall, and they're going with a quarterback change tonight, at least for the starter.
Right, it ain't over till it's over, so they have two chances left. But it's against the two top teams, pretty much on their schedule. The two of the best teams in the state, and probably the best here that they'll see tonight. in Martinsburg. And it's always a tough season when you don't really have your quarterback figured out. To make a change in the middle of the season before it's over, going to Ian Wolf like this, it means that things haven't been going the way that you wanted to. We've seen it with Musselman as well this year, that things haven't gone their way in the passing game in particular. So, and it's tough. You were replacing Jackson Ruest, who was a very steady hand, under center, behind center, throwing to his receivers. And while you were able to reload with, getting Gavin Young over from Berkeley Springs, who has been a good player for them, it's still tough if you don't have a guy that can reliably, throw the ball around the yard, and then the rushing attack if it's not able to supplement that or carry that over, then that makes things tough. Dalton Harper this year leads the team with 37 carries, 379 yards, so he's doing relatively well for himself when it comes to running the ball, but it just hasn't quite been enough for them to put up the numbers and put up the wins that they will want to have this year. But they have a chance to, do what would seemingly be the impossible tonight and be the first team in a very long time to beat Martinsburg within the EPAC. But it's going to be tough. They've had some guys shine for them, though. Aiden Fleming in particular, 19 tackles for loss, 8 sacks, 6 pass breakups, according to stats. Also, 141 total tackles, which just sounds made up. Like, I don't doubt the stats that we're given are correct, but it sounds made up because Martinsburg's leader in tackles is Rashad Reed with 53 total. That's 14 tackles, 25 assisted tackles, and then 11.5 tackles for loss and 2.5 sacks. So to get to 141 through 8 games is absolutely insane. Add in Levi Faircloth has 51 of his own, 8 tackles for loss also. Rashad Reed leads Martinsburg with 11.5 tackles for loss. So, and we think of him as the best defensive lineman in the state, at times, or at the very least, definitely the best that we've seen within the EPAC. I mean, we saw Aiden Fleming on the same team as Rashad Reed last year, and Rashad stood out, and Fleming was good, but we wouldn't have never thought that if he would switch schools that he would put up numbers like this. So he's come along very nicely and developed, but he's also put up some numbers on offense as well. 6 catches for 217 yards, as well as one touchdown rushing the ball as well. 4 carries for 33 yards. So we'll see what they can do against Martinsburg. Again, last year's matchup was 63-6, and clearly that was a better Hedgesville team than it has been so far this year. Maybe Ian Wolf is the answer. He, in his 3 completions on 7 attempts, he's thrown for 202 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, although 2 interceptions as well. We'll see, though. That's a small sample size, but that is a lot of yards for only 3 completions. So they have an opportunity tonight to, at the very least, build on the next year, if nothing else.
Let's step aside, take another break here on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. And on the other side of that break, we'll hear from the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Matt Faircloth. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood, West Virginia is closing its doors forever. I'm Lori, and my father started this jewelry store 48 years ago. It's bittersweet for us to retire and go out of business, but we are so grateful to you.
I'm Dave. Stop by now and receive up to 70% off our entire inventory. It's our way of saying thank you to our cherished clients who have treated us like family for so many years.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney, Friday Night Lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for Steak Night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's now time for our coaches' interviews, brought to you by Parsons Ford of Martinsburg at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons is now joined by the head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Matt Faircloth. Coach Faircloth, your team coming off a bye. What was last week kind of like for you guys to get ready for this week?
A lot of rest, refit. We're banged up, getting guys rest. You're looking around today, you still see some guys that practiced yesterday out today just to make sure everybody's at full go for ready Friday night.
You mentioned a lot of injuries up and down the roster, not even just this week, but throughout the entire season. You guys, it seems like, has really been dealing with injuries. How do you kind of make sure to keep them rested, keep them healthy, and make sure that they don't overdo it if they are injured?
I mean, the biggest thing is always talking to the kids and finding out, where they're at. A kid, some kids you sit here and you look at, you ask them, and if you trust them enough and you got enough confidence in what they're giving you, I think they give you the feedback you want, and that's how we develop our rest plan for them. Because at the end of the day, we want them, peak performance come Friday night. So we talk to them throughout the week, over the weekend, and we come up with a plan.
Your team 3-5, not the way you probably expected the season or hoped the season, obviously, to go, but you still got 2 weeks left, 2 games left. How do you make sure your team stays concentrated and potentially can get the 5-5 and maybe a postseason berth?
I mean, the last 2 weeks has probably been our best practices of the year. Yesterday was probably the best of all, and they're locked in. If you look around right now, they're flying around. I think they needed that bye week to rejuvenate. We haven't played the easiest of schedules, so for us, making sure rest, refit, staying focused, We worked a lot of technique stuff last week and watched a lot of film.
This week, Martinsburg week for you guys. Last home game, technically, even though due to Moomaw Stadium and the sinkhole, it will be taking place at Spring Mills. But with it being the last home game, senior night, just talk about the seniors, how much they've meant to your program.
Well, I mean, the biggest thing is sometimes in this generation where stuff doesn't go their way and they don't have the early success, sometimes it's easy for kids to walk away. And I think for this senior class, they've been through all the ups and downs. I think they were the original ones that when we took this thing over, it was a 19-game losing streak. And so for them to stick around and stay put and battle through it, I think we've only lost one of those guys that started with us, and that was due to injury, and he just couldn't do it anymore. So for us, these seniors, they put in the time, they put in the work. They've led us. Even the new guys that showed up that are seniors, they've stepped in and become part of this family, and I couldn't be more proud of this group.
Let's break down and talk a little bit about Martinsburg. What has jumped out on the footage from them so far?
I mean, they're a typical Martinsburg team. They're big up front, got a lot of athletes. Murphy's doing his thing back there, but you got Fagan back there with him, who he only needs a little crease, and then you got Murphy back there. You got to try to keep him in the pocket as much as possible. But then next thing you know, he breaks one, and then they got a lot of receivers on the outside. Defensively, I think they've allowed 40 points all year. So for us, it's coming up with a game plan where best benefits us. And right now what that's going to look like, we're putting the plan in place. It's just, can we go out and execute it?
I know you don't want to obviously give away too much, but maybe a little bit of what is that game plan to try to approach Martinsburg and pull off an upset?
I mean, we got to get the ball to our athletes, and hopefully, if they hold true to tape, then they're going to give us a lot of one-on-ones, and we got to take advantage of them. And at the end of the day, any football game's got to establish the run, and that's what we have to do.
We haven't got to see your team just yet this year. Just tell us a little bit about the strength that you've seen from them so far.
I mean, we've come a long way. With the schedule we played, we've come a long way. But, getting better up front, like I said, we replaced 3 guys on that O-line, and with the ones that we replaced them with this year, we return 2 of them next year. So, and that's good for us, so we'll return 4. But the growth up front, and then the biggest thing that I've seen out of this group is leadership. Like this group has stayed together, even though this season hasn't gone as everybody expected. We could have folded shop, 2-3 weeks ago, and just folded this thing in and prepared for next year. But at the end of the day, these kids keep coming to work.
What are you most excited for in this week's game?
An opportunity to compete. I tell them every Friday night, you get an opportunity to come out here and get to play a game. It's a kid's game until you get to the next level, and then it becomes a full-time job. So compete, have fun, and enjoy the moments that you have on Friday Night Lights, because once they're done, you don't ever get them back.
Before we let you go, Coach, appreciate the time as always, but one last question for you, our fun question for this week. Right. Who was your role model growing up and why?
My dad. Both my mom and my dad both worked 2 jobs to make sure that we had everything we needed. We didn't always have the most, but my mom and dad, they took care of us, me and my 2 sisters.
Appreciate the time and good luck.
All right, I appreciate it.
This is our coaches' interviews brought to you by Parsons Ford in Martinsburg at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons back for more of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show after this. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football and talk radio WRNR and TV 10.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway and 1/2 hour drive from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory. I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory. I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10 for the final regular season game for the Martinsburg Bulldogs as they take on the Hedgesville Eagles. Let's now get into Martinsburg. 8-0, Dylan. What a season it's been, especially on the defensive side. I know we talk a lot about the offense, but you got to give credit where credit's due. Defensively, only allowing 46 points all season long so far, Dylan, which means it's an average of under a touchdown, 5.75 points a game. What a year it's been.
Right, and it all starts with not allowing teams to run the ball effectively at all. They're giving up just under 50 rushing yards a game, and the passing yards haven't really been that much more either. They're only giving up 68 passing yards per game, which is pretty insane to say that they haven't even given up 1,000 total yards to opposing offenses through 8 games. It's 118 yards per game that teams have gotten on them so far, and that's just a testament to the talent that they have all across the board. We talk a lot about the defensive line because of Rashad Reed and Xerxes Yancey and E.J. Hendricks and Will Bass up front, but it extends to all 3 levels of the defense. Ace Flores and Nick Buskey have been great at linebacker. The secondary has been great with the likes of Malachi Williams, Murphy Clement, Buzz Dover, Sherrod Musgrove. There's talent up and down the field on defense, and it extends over the offense as well, where a lot of those guys are making plays on offense as well, whether it's Nick Buskey at running back or those corners playing wide receiver, or Murphy Clement, of course, at quarterback. So, like we mentioned last segment, is Rashad Reed with 11.5 tackles for loss so far this year. E.J. Hendricks leads the way with 6.5 sacks coming off the edge. And overall, it's just hard to get much of anything. Like, we were impressed by Spring Mills by the fact that they had, Alex Eaton had 95 rushing yards at halftime against the Bulldogs. 54 of those that I had marked down at least came on one run. So past that, it was still only about 40 yards on, roughly, 8 to 10 carries in that range. So even that was really just one sort of broken play that got things going for Spring Mills, and then they couldn't capitalize on that drive at all. And so again, that's about 1/8 of the rushing yards that they've given up this entire year came on that run. They've given up 399 rushing yards. So it's been just tough, and that's what Hedgesville's going to have to deal with.
And then
tonight.
On the opposite side, the ground game, it seems like, is definitely the key for this Martinsburg team. As you said, in the backfield, you got Murphy Clement. Even though he's a dual-threat quarterback, it seems like still his best attribute is his legs. Martinsburg's been using that, and then we've really seen Coy Fagan come to light here in the backfield along with Nick Buskey. It'll be interesting to see what approach they take, if they try to air the ball out more or not, because last week it seemed like that was completely out of the picture, Dylan.
Yeah, they have 2 running backs averaging over 8 yards per carry, which is absolutely insane. And it's on, 2 combined, Coy Fagan and Nick Buskey have about 114 rushing attempts on the year, combined for over 900 rushing yards and 14 touchdowns total, with most of that coming from Coy Fagan. But Nick Buskey has earned himself carries as the season has gone on as well, and throw in Murphy Clement's almost 600 rushing yards and 11 rushing touchdowns on just 102 carries, and his passing efficiency being good. And it's just like, what are you supposed to do against this team? How do you slow it down? It's pick your poison, really. Do you want to get dotted up by Clement by not bringing the rush, have him sit back there and throw the ball to guys like Sherrod Musgrove, Buzz Dover, or if you bring, if you do bring the blitz, then you risk getting hit over the top on some play action, or there's just it's hard to find an answer. There's too many things going on, too much talent on the offense to be able to really stop it all.
All right, let's step aside as Martinsburg, it looks like, finishes their warm-ups on the field. We'll take another break on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. On the other side of that break, we'll have our coach's interview with Dave Walker, followed by our player interviews with Martinsburg's Malachi Williams and Hedgesville's Aiden Fleming, as well as the Alumni Minute for Martinsburg, too. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood, West Virginia is closing its doors forever. I'm Lori, and my father started this jewelry store 48 years ago. It's bittersweet for us to retire and go out of business, but we are so grateful to you.
I'm Dave. Stop by now and receive up to 70% off our entire inventory. It's our way of saying thank you to our cherished clients who have treated us like family for so many years.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 8 new providers who've joined University Health Associates East and our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center and Jefferson Medical Center. Physician's Assistant Casey Wiebel, Emergency Medicine, Dr. Mark Seymour, Anesthesia, Dr. Farman Ali, Neurology, Dr. Christopher Redmond, Rheumatology, Dr. Sierra Hart, Emergency Medicine, Physician's Assistant Carly Kremer, Cardiology, Nurse Practitioner Jennifer Gorgal, General Surgery, and Nurse Practitioner Corey Lapai, OBGYN. Welcome to WVU Medicine.
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's now time for our coaches' interviews, brought to you by Parsons Ford of Martinsburg at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons are now joined by the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Dave Walker. Coach Walker, your team coming off another impressive win last week, 23-6 against Spring Mills. What were your takeaways from that game?
Yeah, I thought it was a hard-fought game. As far as positives, I was glad, obviously, we were able to come away with a victory. There's some things we still need to work on, but overall I thought it was 2 good teams, and I thought it was a good high school football game.
You mentioned some of the things that you guys still need to work on. What might be some of those things?
We're committing way too many penalties, too many mistakes, mental mistakes, and just too many mistakes on the field that's costing us. And every week, we keep doing some of the same things. We just got to be able to be a little more disciplined.
Defensively, you guys have had a great run so far, allowing only actually fewer than a touchdown per game, now at 5 3/4 points per game. Just talk about the defensive side and what you feel like might be so special about this year's defense.
Well, they play really hard. I think that's the big thing. And they're physical and they've worked hard, but I think it's just the way they play. And I think it starts, from the top all the way down. Those guys they get after it. They like playing on that side of the ball, and we have a physical presence there as well.
And then on the offensive side, it really seems like you guys have gone with a ground attack more than maybe the past. Do you feel like that's something that kind of is fair to say, or do you feel like you've been trying to stay a little bit more balanced? It's just that the running game has been maybe a little bit more successful.
Well, I think, we want to stay balanced. I think the weather affected us a little bit last Friday, but we've got some talented guys that can run the football with Murph and Coy and Nick. So, we've got to try to get the ball into those guys' hands as much as we can, but also we've got some really good receivers. So I think the more that we can remain balanced, I think the harder it is to defend us.
You mentioned weather. Obviously, for those that are tuned in on TV10, they can see beautiful weather so far here for the rest of the week. One game remaining on your guys' schedule, that being Hedgesville. Let's just break that one down and start off with what you've seen from Hedgesville.
They've got some good players. They've got some good athletes. They've had some close games, and they've had some games that they've not been so close. It's kind of like a fledgling coming out of the nest. Sometimes they take off right at flight, or sometimes they kind of stumble. So I think they've kind of done it. They had that kind of year, but I think they've got some good players, and it's a game we have to really take serious and we have to prepare well for.
What are some of the things that you kind of are making sure your team keys in on this week?
Try not to, we don't want to give up any big plays, make them play mistake-free, and, that's what we got to do on defense, just be physical. Then offensively, they do a lot of different things on defense. They do some things that can give us some trouble, so we've got to stay disciplined and make sure that we're, not making any mental mistakes.
You guys have really done well special teams-wise, especially it seems like the past few weeks when it comes to punt blocks. Just talk a little bit about the preparation it takes to make sure that you guys are successful in those situations.
Well, Coach Sherman puts together the game plan for our special teams, and he saw something last week he thought we could do. But a lot of it, at the end of the day, it's just guys giving effort. Special teams is about effort. It's about wanting to, and it comes down to whether you're covering kicks or trying to block a punt or whatever it is you're doing. At the end of the day, it's the amount of effort you want to put into it.
What does your team need to do to get the win against Hedgesville?
Try to play mistake-free. Just do the things we've been doing all year, but do a little better at it. Just go out and be prepared for anything. They had an open date this week, so I'm sure we're going to see some things maybe we've not seen yet. But I think just go out and play hard.
Before I let you go, Coach, get into our fun question, unless there's anything that you want to add. Actually, there is something I want to add. I want to talk to you because we were talking off the air before the interview about it. Tyson Bajent, former player of yours, former player at Shepherd now, looks like getting ready to start his second game of his NFL career in primetime Sunday night football. How awesome and how crazy has it really been to watch this play out over the past few days?
It's really been exciting, and I am very proud of him and all the things that he's done, and he deserves all the attention that he's getting right now. So we're all proud of him here, and I know the whole county is. So it's exciting.
And then our last question that we've been doing with every coach this week. Growing up, who was kind of a role model for you or an idol that you looked up to?
It's been my dad. My dad was a hard worker, and my dad, yeah.
All right, Coach, appreciate the time and good luck.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate that. As that was our coaches' interviews brought to you by Parsons Ford of Martinsburg. They became number one by making you number one first. Parsons back for more of our W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show right after this. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
At Carter Myers Automotive, what we do today will tomorrow become what we've done. That's why Owners Just Do More no longer defines us. Our work is never done because what we live by doesn't have a finish line. We care. Our company of owners is moving lives forward every day by finding more ways to care before, during, and after your purchase. Because when you're happy, so are we. Carter Myers Automotive. Proud to be the owners who just care more.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee Wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. A hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Omaha!
Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's now time to go in the huddle for our player interviews, brought to you by the Marius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Call them today at 304-263-4343 or stop by and schedule an appointment at 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Now joined by Hedgesville Eagle, Aiden Fleming. Aiden, let's just start off and talk about how the season's been for you and your team.
It's been a good season. We went through a lot of adversity, a lot of injuries, a lot of walls we've hit, but we've been working real hard to get to the point we're at in this season.
You came out a few weeks ago, kind of nationally, honestly, it seems like, with some video game numbers so far this year, especially in tackles. Just talk about how you feel like the season's been for you personally.
It's just been a statement. A lot of talking all season, a lot of talk during the season, so it's just good to show that the hard work I'm putting in is paying off.
New season, new team, new roles for you as well. What has been the acclimation like for you?
It's been good. I got a lot of good teammates, a lot of good coaches over here helping me out to get to where I'm at. So just putting in work every day and having the guidance through the coaches and the players with me has really been help.
This week, senior night for you guys, an emotional night as well. Just talk about it being your last home game.
Yeah, last home game, second to last high school football game. So I'm just trying to leave it all out on the field. Very emotional. It's been a long, hard 4 years, so I just wanted to all pay off in the end.
And then this week you guys take on the Martinsburg Bulldogs. What are you most excited for in this matchup?
I'm just ready to play some of my old guys, see what the challenge is.
What do you feel like you and your team need to do to get the win?
We got to come together as a team. We got to just play sound, hard football. We just got to have no dumb penalties, have no mistakes, and we should do something.
All right, Aiden, anything else, man?
No, sir.
Appreciate the time and good luck.
Appreciate it.
So I'm now joined in the huddle by Martinsburg Bulldog Malachi Williams. Malachi, how's the season gone for you so far?
The season's been going great, just taking everything day by day, senior year, so just trying to make every moment count for my senior year.
Last week, senior night for you guys also get a win. How special was it?
It was very special, just thinking about all the times I've shared here, how much time just been working, practicing. Senior night was really emotional for me because I do band too, so it was my last, marching event for band on this field. So yeah, it was a big moment for me.
You just mentioned band. What instrument do you play and what gave you kind of your love for that?
I play trumpet and mellophone. For marching band, I play mellophone. But, I've been playing music since middle school, and I stopped when quarantine hit. But then my classmates came to me my junior year and my sophomore year actually, and they said, hey, we know you love music and, it's just not the same without you there. And they said it to me every day, and I really ignored them at first, but then I thought to myself, I was like, I really don't want to miss out on this opportunity. So my junior and senior year, I continued my passion for music, and, it's been a great blessing because now I'm considering, continuing that in college, and I'm so, grateful for everything that's came to me for music.
That's awesome to hear, man. Let's now switch over, concentrate on the football field. What do you feel like some of the strengths that you have that you bring to this team?
Defensively, my speed and my aggression that I bring to the field. I'm always really good with the run game, helping out. And then the secondary's been locked down all year, so I think defense is going really well. Offensively, I've been getting in. I've been starting most games. Like I said, for defense, my speed, and I do. Oh, shoot, my bad.
You're good. I'll switch over now because it seems like you really like defense a little bit more. Why is that?
Mainly Coach Hash and Woody, the energy he brings to the team, it really gets me, the motivation to do my best on defense.
You guys take on Hedgesville this week. What are you excited about for this week's game?
To play against some of my former teammates, I still have love for them, but this week, it's head on, and, I'm ready to bring my all for them.
You mentioned earlier that you're hoping to pursue in college or wherever you choose to go next some music. What are those exact plans, if you know them?
I want to continue my passions in music and football at the same time. Hopefully I can find a program that's right for me. I'm looking for different programs right now, auditioning, and then also recruiting for football. So, it's not easy because I also want to study business at the same time too. So, just finding that right place for me, I'm just taking my time and seeing my options.
Well, best of luck, Malachi. I appreciate the time as well.
Thank you.
This was our player interviews brought to you by the Marius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Call them today at 304-263-4343 or stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Back for more of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. Right after this, you're tuned into West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Hello and greetings from the Martinsburg High School Alumni Association.
Hi, I'm Anita Ridenour Cooper.
And I'm Larry Cooper, also known as Coach Coop. We're here to represent the MHS Alumni Association, and it's dues time, and we would like to remind you
that there's now a new way to send your dues in, and it's through the website, which is www.mhsbulldog.com. mhsbulldogsalumni.com. That's mhsbulldogsalumni.com, and it's a secure website. But we also still have the post office address, which is 3007, the post office box in Martinsburg, West Virginia, the zip code 25402. Now, we still have Dale Hicks as our treasurer. That's why we had that 007 in that post office box 3007. He's not James Bond, but we do have Dale Hicks.
So remember, the dues are $10, or if you're willing to give a little bit more, or we will accept any donations that will go toward the school and the kids for their scholarships. We need them to have it for their scholarships. And remember, the picture you have right here is we want the kids to be the top dog. So if you're willing to help us, let's be the top dog for MHS Bulldogs. We want to thank Colin and R&R and TV10, and we also want to thank the administration. So from the Alumni Association, thank you and help us.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from one location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 8 new providers who've joined University Health Associates East and our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center and Jefferson Medical Center. Physician's Assistant Casey Wiebel, Emergency Medicine, Dr. Mark Seymour, Anesthesia, Dr. Farman Ali, Neurology, Dr. Christopher Redman, Rheumatology, Dr. Sierra Hart, Emergency Medicine, Physician's Assistant Carly Kremer, Cardiology, Nurse Practitioner Jennifer Gorgal, General Surgery, and Nurse Practitioner Corey Lapai, OBGYN. Welcome to WVU Medicine.
Hedgesville Motor Company off I-81 at 993 Hedgesville Road is a family-owned and operated business providing the Eastern Panhandle with the highest quality pre-owned vehicles and customer service since 1997. Heffley is a pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Call us at 304-267-7172 or see us at 993 Hedgesville Road. If you want to sell your car, we buy cars too. Check us out at Heffley.com. The Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business. Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show as the national anthem concludes here at Spring Mills High School. We'll now get into tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers representing accident injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com, and we'll start off with the offense of the visiting Martinsburg Bulldogs. At left tackle is number 75, E.J. Hendricks. At left guard, number 79, Brady Breeden. Your center is number 54, Peyton Kaufman. At right guard, it's number 50, Rashad Reed. And at right tackle, it's number 77, Wes Hancock. Starting at quarterback for the Martinsburg Bulldogs is number 2, Murphy Clement. And at running back will be Nick Buskey, number 5, and number 3, Coy Fagan. Your wide receivers are number 1, Saran Musgrove, number 4, Buzz Dover, and number 6, it looks like tonight, Cash Gideon will be back on the field to get the start for the Bulldogs. On the defensive side for the Bulldogs, who are 8-0 on the year, coached by Dave Walker in his 400th career game at the high school level being a head coach. You have number 56, Xerxes Yancey, number 50, Rashad Reed, number 58, Will Bass, number 75, E.J. Hendricks, starting on the defensive line. Your linebackers are number 3, Coy Fagan, number 20, Brady Heger, number 8, Tyon Jacobs. Your corners are number 1, Sarad Musgrove, number 4, Buzz Dover, and your safeties are number 6, Cash Gideon, and number 2, Murphy Clement. Now for the Hedgesville Eagles. Offensive line at left tackle, it's number 51, Naziah Newman. At left guard, it's number 54, Connor Quinn. Your centers, number 70, Colby Gray. Right guard's number 10, Josh Barrett. And your right tackle's number 52, Levi Faircloth. Starting at quarterback for Hedgesville tonight is number 5, Ian Wolf. Starting running backs, number 7, Jake Young. Your wide receivers are number 23, Carl Williams, number 1, DeMonte Martin, number 34, Silas Grove is the H-back, and rounding it out is number 2, Gavin Young. On the outside is the receiver as well. Defensively, they'll go with a 3-man front tonight. Number 9, Darrell Johnson, number 54, Connor Quinn, number 10, Josh Barrett up front. At linebacker, it's number 8, Aiden Fleming, number 52, Levi Faircloth, number 24, Jacob Kerr. Corners are number 12, Jazeer Spruce, number 38, Nate No. Your Badger is number 2, Gavin Young. Spurs, number 15, Easton Allen. And free safeties, number 1, DeMonte Martin. That is tonight's starting lineups, both for Hedgesville and Martinsburg. Let's now get into the keys of the game. Dylan, as the key to your next car is brought to you by the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, home of family and friends pricing.
So let's start with Martinsburg. I think I want to see them protect Murphy Clement in the pass protection tonight. Give him some time to throw the ball back there. Give him a little more, see if they can get him some more reps throwing the ball down the field. He's been great running the ball this year, and so have the running backs for Martinsburg. But I want to really see them try to see if they can pass the ball down the field. They've shown they've been able to in other games this year, but I'd like to see them get some more reps at it for come play all the time. And also, of course, just stay disciplined with the penalties. That's kind of been an issue in some games so far this year. For Hedgesville, find your offensive identity. Obviously, you're going to a new quarterback, new starting quarterback tonight. So what does that look like? Is that going to lead to more running plays, more quarterback runs, more passes? You know, what does it look like? More quick screen passes, quick game, more shots down the field. What does it look like compared to when you had Dalton Harper at quarterback? And on defense, they need to pursue the ball. They need to get to the ball carrier, make the tackles. Do not let these running backs, Coy Fagan and Nick Buskey, average 8 yards carry like they have all year long. And, of course, Murphy Clement, too, is one of the most elusive runners in the state of West Virginia.
Let's take our final 2-minute break on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. When we come back, we'll get you our game officials and kickoff between Hedgesville and Martinsburg. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Football on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
One of the questions lawyers get asked the most is, what is my case worth?
I'm Steven Skinner, and this is my brother Andrew with Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers.
The truth is, it's very difficult for a lawyer to pinpoint a number because every case is different.
We get to know each situation and we'll give you an idea of what your case is worth and why.
The sooner we get involved, the better we can do getting you the compensation you deserve.
Google Skinner Lawyers or go to skinnerwins.com. We'll treat you like family.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
And that concludes today's pregame show.
We play every play like it's the most important play of the game. Let's go.
Coming up next, it's the starting lineups, opening kick, and play-by-play action of West Virginia high school football Today's game is being brought to you by
Orsini's Home Store, Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, The Palace Lounge, CMA Honda, Bechtel Jewelers, the Berkeley County Health Department, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, the Heffley Motor Company, W. Harley Miller Systems, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Chris Miller and the Dutch Miller Auto Group, Ollie's VIP Lounge, and the Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance Agency.
And now, let's go back to the field and rejoin our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
We welcome you back to Spring Mills High School, the neutral venue tonight for the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Hedgesville Eagles. Let's get into tonight's game. Officials now brought to you by Brown Funeral Home and Cremation, Robert Fields & Sons, family-owned full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson, probably serving the area since 1880. Your referees, James Watts, umpires Dave Walker, linesmen's Dave Warner, line judge is Jason Smith, back judge is Jacob Shook. It's now time for the opening kickoff, brought to you by CMA Honda of Winchester, located at 3985 Valley Pike. CMA moving lives forward as Martinsburg in the white uniforms, gray pants. Kicking off is Collins off to the all-blue Hedgesville Eagles as the kick bounces at the 5 and will roll into the end zone for a touchback on the right side of the field, and that's where, at the 20-yard line, Hedgesville will start off tonight in the first quarter.
Got a little lucky there. That could have pretty easily taken a bounce to the sideline and gone out of bounds and given Hedgesville better field position. But works out in the end, so we'll see how Ian Wolf does.
Ian Wolf, the senior, one of the 13 for the Eagles at quarterback, getting the start tonight instead of Dalton Harper, who we saw warming up at wide receiver. We'll see if he's out there throughout this game, but you have two receivers to the right side of Wolf, one to the near side, an H-back now motioning over to the left side of the line, the running back Jake Young in the pistol formation behind Wolf. The snap back to Wolf, he hands it off to his Young running back, goes up the middle is Young. They'll gain, it looks like, just a yard on that to bring up second down and 9 with 11:45 to go in the opening quarter.
Well, we do have number 3 down at the bottom, closest to us here, that Dalton Harper. Lined up at wide receiver.
So Wolf, now running back, it looks like, is Bryant. Second down and 9. Snap back to Wolf. He drops back looking to pass. Chucks it deep on the near side. And it's caught on the near sideline at the 48-yard line. And I don't think that's actually Harper.
Is that DeMonte Martin?
It might be DeMonte Martin wearing number 3 tonight instead of Harper. Typically wearing number 1. But I think that is DeMonte Martin tonight wearing number 3.
Huge
and that
play.
makes it
What a catch.
First down as he was able to jump over the defender, buzzed over.
It was a great throw by Wolf, too. Put up the 50-50 ball where his receiver could get it.
So first and 10 here in quarter number 1 at the 49 of Martinsburg. Snap back to Wolf. He'll hand it off to his running back who goes to the right side, and that's going to be a loss, putting Hedgesville back to the 49-yard line of the Eagles, and that'll make it second down and 12 on the 2-yard loss. That was Bryant in on the carry.
Ian Wolf just tried to throw some sort of piece of clothing off the field. Didn't quite get there. But yeah, I think it does look like DeMonte Martin out there on the left side in the X-receiver position, or Y receiver position. And that adds up with what we have on our depth chart. He's wearing number 3 instead of number 1, though.
Snap high. Wolf able to bring it down immediately. Will hand it off, and Martinsburg sends the pressure. It's another negative run for Hedgesville as Rashad Reed, Will Bass, and company in to make the stop. A loss of 3 this time brings up a 3rd and 15 at the 46-yard line of Hedgesville. 9:45 to go in the opening quarter. Still scoreless between Hedgesville and Martinsburg. We'll see if this 3rd and long will make it a passing down. It should be obvious, but you never know what Hedgesville will decide to do.
Well, the first time they tried to throw the ball deep down the field worked out pretty well, although it's not a super sustainable play that they did there.
They send a man in motion and a flag thrown, and it looks like it might be a false start. And it is a false start penalty against Hedgesville. That'll back them up even further than it already was, so the 3rd and 15 now becomes a 3rd down and 20.
Yeah, not doing yourself any favors there. Looking across the sideline, I'm not sure. So Dalton Harper's listed on the roster as number 3. Monte Martin's listed as number 1. I don't see, unless there's a number change we don't know about, I'm not seeing Dalton Harper on the sideline.
Neither do I, as Young goes in at running back. Wolf gets a snap, dropping back the pass. Throws it to the right, and it's caught on the far side of the field, but it's in the flat. Only able to get out to the 45-yard line. Gain, it looks like 3, maybe 4 yards, as in making the catch on that one was Carl Williams. But that makes it a 4th down and 18 as Murphy Clement in to make the tackle.
You don't want to have to punt this early and have the opportunity to go down very quickly, very, very shortly, but there's just too many yards here to mess around and do anything else.
Jazier Spruce, it looks like, out getting ready to punt this one away. Snap to his right. He is able just to get that one off. It's a high end-over-end kick that will bounce and take a roll from the 30 to the 20, and it's going to be returned to the 25-yard line by Martinsburg, as returning that one for 5 yards is Murphy Clement. And he'll stay out there to lead Martinsburg's offense for its opening drive of the night with 8:05 to go in quarter number 1.
So here we go. It's the Aiden Fleming revenge game potential here, if you want to call it that. Yeah, but he is out here. He's made his biggest impact on defense. He's out there wearing number 8, the yellow hoodie on under his pads. See what he can do. 140 tackles on the year. See if we can add it up some more tonight.
2 receivers to each side of Murphy Clement bunched together. Lone running back now lined up to the right side of Murphy will be Coy Fagan. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Snap to Clement. He'll hand it off to Fagan. Fagan tries to go up the middle, sees no space, so he hesitates. Now busted out to the right side, out across the 30 to the 34-yard line. So a 9-yard gain will make it 2nd down and inches. They say he got to the 35 now, it looks like, for forward progress, and they're actually going to change it to a 1st down. Late move of the change there, so make it a 1st and 10 on the 10-yard gain. Dylan.
Probably a generous spot, but if you're Martinsburg, you'll take it. Fleming was in on the tackle there, but not before a 10-yard gain. That's been the problem for defenses all year long. It was a great play by Fagan to bust that one outside.
Snap back to Clement. Read option, he keeps it himself. Lowers his shoulder on the near side and tackled at the 39-yard line, so the 4-yard quarterback keeper by Clement will bring up a 2nd down and 6. 7:20 to go in the first quarter. Ball at the 39-yard line of Martinsburg.
Yeah, Murphy hasn't really gotten a whole lot of super explosive runs this entire season, but he's just kind of churned the ball down the field every time they put the ball in his hands for effective, successful gains.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Snap to Clement. Play action pass. It's a wide receiver screen caught underneath by Musgrove on the far side, but immediately after he makes the catch, he's wrapped up in making the stop for Hedgesville. It's Easton Allen. That is a loss of, it looks like, 3, maybe 4 on the play. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 for Martinsburg at the 36-yard line.
That's just a really good play by Allen. The RPO with the bubble screen. Clement throws it out there, and Allen had it read the entire way. Musgrove, for once, shockingly, couldn't make a guy miss.
Lardy and Dover, the receivers on the far side of the field. Musgrove and Jacobs, the receivers to the near side. Murphy Clement with a 3rd down and 9 for Martinsburg. 6 minutes, 10 seconds to go in the first quarter, and a flag called, and that is a delay of game penalty unless they got the timeout first. It looks like they'll give Martinsburg the timeout first. We'll take it with them. A 1-minute break here with 6:09 to go in quarter number 1, still scoreless. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR TV 10.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years.
We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents.
We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are.
Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit SkinnerWins.com. We'll treat you like family.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football. Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney. Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Welcome back. Martinsburg ball. 3rd down and 9. 6:09 to go in quarter number 1. 2 receivers to each side. Clement gets a snap, rolls out to his right, and now he's going to try to scramble. Flag thrown as he falls down at the 39-yard line, does Clement. Couldn't get around DeMonte Martin. And that'll bring up a 4th down unless the flag is accepted. We'll wait to see what the official word is. It's a holding penalty, and they are going to decline it, does Hedgesville. So that makes it 4th down at the Martinsburg 30, looks like 6. Unless now, it looks like they changed it. It was officially signaled that they declined it. But now, it looks like because Hedgesville realizes Martinsburg's offense was going to stay out there, they're going to accept the penalty.
It's a fair decision. Murphy Clement missed a big shot down the field to tie on Jacobs, running a post.
And now we're going to have a stop because I think Faircloth said, no, I declined it. So, even though the white hat originally did signal that it was declined, still had the penalty marked off. The ball currently at the 26-yard line. Now, it looks like they're going to bring it back, and instead of it being the 3rd and long, we go back to having the penalty declined like it originally was. The ball,
brother,
for 4th down will be spotted at the 38-yard line of Martinsburg.
Yeah, judging by Coach Faircloth's reaction, there was no point where anyone on the Hedgesville sideline said, no, we accept it. No, I think that's just the officials getting mixed up.
Martinsburg keeps the offense out on the field for this 4th down.
Could be a big stop.
3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Clement. They now shift over. Fegan takes the snap, and he'll punt this one. It spirals, bounces at the 30, takes a beautiful roll inside of the 20, still rolling, and it will finally stop at the near side hash mark, 14.5, 15-yard line. That looks like is where they say it goes. So, beautiful punt by Corey Fegan to down that at the 15 of Hedgesville. 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Still scoreless. 5:32 to go in quarter number 1.
I'm a little surprised DeMonte Martin didn't try to catch that one or pick it up on the roll. It's always dangerous to pick up a punt on a bounce like that, but it seemed like he might have been in a position to try to make a play out of that, but he just decided to play it safe, which is, better safe than sorry.
So Wolf has Bryant in the pistol formation. 1 receiver to the near side. That one is Gavin Young. 1 to the far side. An H-back lined up to the right side of the line being Silas Grove. Wolf gets the snap. We'll hand it off to Bryant. Bryant tries to burst up the middle, but runs right into a lineman and then into the arms of Nick Buskey in to make the tackle. That only gets Bryant back to the line of scrimmage to bring up a 2nd down and 10.
It was a very exaggerated emotion on the handoff there. I wonder if Wolf can get some work on disguising his handoffs better.
Now Bryant's out. Jake Young in at running back. This time he's lined up to the right side of Ian Wolf, the senior quarterback tonight. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. See if they get the snap off in time, as it's at 3, and they do. It's a high snap, and he immediately tries to bring it down into the gut of Jake Young. Young runs to the left side and will be tackled. Wrapping him up was Malachi Williams, it looks like, potentially E.J. Hendricks, I think, as well. And that is a loss of 3 on the play to bring up 3rd down and 13 from the 12 of Hedgesville.
The Bulldogs just swarmed to the ball. It's impressive to watch. Fagan was there. Dover was there. The Hendricks. There's just nowhere to go.
So 3rd down and 13 for Hedgesville. 1 receiver to each side of Ian Wolf. I go with the heavy set, send a man in motion now, and you see a lot of motion after the reaction. Flags drawn on that one. We'll wait to see if it was somebody up front that jumped first that kind of got Tate Cofield to move, or if
he
they
was
say
definitely
it was the encroachment against him.
Cofield was definitely moving with the intent of drawing a false start, but I didn't see anyone move, and the referees agree.
So that is a encroachment penalty called against Martinsburg's Cofield, and that'll bring the ball up 5 yards, make it a 3rd and a little bit more manageable, 3rd and 8 at the 22-yard line for Hedgesville. 3 minutes, 48 seconds to go, clock winding down. They send Martin in motion. The snap to Wolf, he drops back to pass. Buskey blitzes. Throwing while being hit is Wolf to the far side of the field, and that falls incomplete in front of his running back in the flat, Jake Young, and that'll bring up 4th down, and on comes the punt team for Hedgesville yet again tonight.
It's a perfectly timed blitz from Buskey, and once again, Martinsburg's in the backfield so quickly. It's not giving Hedgesville much of an opportunity to do a whole lot. It just disrupts the entire flow of your offense when the defense is just right in your face, in your lap.
Spruce on to punt, and he goes with the rugby-style punt to Murphy Clement, who catches it at the 50-yard line, goes up the middle. Clement has blockers in front of him, lowers his shoulder at Hedgesville's 33-yard line. Late flag thrown, as in tackling Murphy Clement was Scott Lidlow.
And Murphy's helmet came off.
3 minutes, 27 seconds remaining in the scoreless first quarter between Martinsburg and Hedgesville as we wait for the penalty marker to be assessed. Our first quarter presented on TV 10 by the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, home of family, friends, pricing, as well as Brown Funeral Home and Cremations, Robert Field & Sons, family-owned full-service funeral home, proudly serving our area since 1880.
So it's a personal foul in Hedgesville. I kind of figured that might be where this was going. I think someone came in and made helmet-to-helmet contact, or just contact above the neck on Clement, and that's why his helmet came off, and that's why he doesn't have to come off the field for this play.
And that gives Martinsburg fantastic field position, already inside the red zone. 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs at Hedgesville's 18-yard line. 3:27 to go in the first quarter. 2 receivers to each side of Murphy Clement. Running back to his left is Coy Fagan. Clement in shotgun formation, gets the snap from Kaufman, drops back the pass, immediately fires a screen to the far side. It's caught by Buzz Dover, but again, Hedgesville reads it, and in making the tackle on the far side's the corner. I believe that was Jazeer Spruce in to make the tackle, and that's a loss of 1 on the play to bring up 2nd down and 11 for Martinsburg.
That's the kind of plays that Hedgesville needs to make all game long to be able to compete at all with the Bulldogs, is make sure that those screen passes don't turn into 6-7+ yard gains.
Handoff from Clement to Fagan. Fagan goes up the middle, bounces off a tackle, now turns forward a few more yards, and they say he was finally stopped just shy of the 10 at the 11-yard line. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and manageable for the Bulldogs here with 2:35 to go in the first quarter. Martinsburg.
The Bulldogs just opened up a huge hole that time, like they've done all year.
Martinsburg going with the no huddle. 2 receivers to each side for Murphy Clement. Clement tries to get some motion up front. Unsuccessful. 10 seconds to go on the play clock as the call from the far side goes into the quarterback. We'll have Fegan now motion from the left to the right. 2 seconds left on the play clock. 1 snap just off. Pump fake as Clement throws it underneath. It's caught by Buskey in the kind of tight end screen. And that, is Cash Gideon, number 6, not number 5. My apologies there. As Gideon makes the catch, goes to the 9-yard line, and he's stopped. And that'll bring up 4th down. So now Buskey comes in. It looks like Martinsburg will keep the offense out on the field for another 4th down. They failed the last time, but like their chances here. 4th and 3 at the, looks like, 10-yard line. Clement gets the snap, runs it to the right, stiff arms a man, keeps going, and will step out of bounds to the right side at the 5-yard line. So that will be a 1st down for Martinsburg. Make it 1st and goal at the 5. Great job by following his blockers and then bouncing outside right when he saw it.
There's a formation that Martinsburg went to a lot last week against Spring Mills, having Fagan and Buskey both on the same side of Clement and using them as lead blockers for Murphy. And it worked well last week, and it worked well today. Right there.
Martinsburg now flips the formation around. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Clement gets the snap, fakes the handoff. The Fegan keeps it himself, tries to go up the middle, but he's wrapped up by his legs and brought down, as in making the tackle for Hedgesville that time was Jacob Kerr. That'll make it 2nd and goal still at the 5-yard line. No yards gained on that one. A minute to go. Still scoreless between Martinsburg and Hedgesville here in the first quarter.
That was more of the traditional inverted rear power read, the read option where Murphy's reading a defensive tackle and then keeping it or deciding to hand it off. I'm not sure he made the right read there.
2nd and goal from the 5. Fegan and Buskey in the backfield. Snap to Clement. Play action pass. Fleming tries to sack him. He's unsuccessful, but causes Clement to kind of step up into the pocket into some linemen, and he'll go down at the 5-yard line. And we have a face mask penalty called against Fleming there, as it looks like he grabbed it just for a second of Murphy and then let go. So that'll be half the distance to the goal. Put the ball at the 2.5-yard line for Martinsburg. Clock stops with 32 seconds to go.
New set of downs, too. That's probably the most devastating part of this.
Martinsburg going quickly under center this time of Peyton Kaufman as Murphy Clement gets the snap, hands it off to Fegan. Fegan tries to go up the middle, waiting for the signal. Now it looks like they might say he was stopped right just shy of the goal line at the half-yard line. That is as close as it gets.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll be the end of quarter number 1 as well, as the clock hits zeros. So we stay scoreless at the end of the first between Martinsburg and Hedgesville. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Radon is the 2nd leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
Welcome back here as we now enter quarter number 2 at Spring Mills High School for tonight's matchup between Martinsburg and Hedgesville. quick first quarter. This is only the 4th total drive. Both teams have had 2 each. Martinsburg ball here with 3rd down and goal to go at the half-yard line. Martinsburg breaks the huddle quickly. Clement go underneath the center of Peyton Kaufman, now making sure everybody's lined up properly first before he gets it. The snap to Clement. He goes up the middle into the end zone, but immediately a flag thrown, and it's a false start penalty called against Martinsburg. So that negates the easy touchdown on the quarterback sneak and will back up Martinsburg's offense 5 yards.
Well, credit to Hedgesville on the last play when Martinsburg ran that formation. It's not common for any team when Martinsburg runs that heavy formation where they run up to the line quickly and snap the ball to only give up a yard. You know, running it from the 2-yard line has kind of been an automatic touchdown for the Bulldogs so far this year.
So 3rd and goal from the 5. 2 receivers to each side for Clement. Gets the snap. Hands it off to Fegan, who then has the end around to Musgrove on the near side. Musgrove will walk his way into the end zone off a beautiful block from Murphy Clement. And it's a touchdown on the trickery for Martinsburg with 11:50 to go in the second quarter. The Bulldogs take a 6-0 lead over the Hedgesville Eagles.
Executed end around right there. It doesn't get much better than that. Hedgesville's defense did not see it coming. And by the time they reacted to it, the blocks were too far out in front. Good block by Murphy Clement also.
Cody Page on to attempt the extra point now for the Martinsburg Bulldogs. On to hold is Coy Fegan. As the snap is back, hold is down, kick is up. Might have been tipped, not 100% sure, but it's still through the uprights nonetheless, and good to make it 7-0 Martinsburg in the second quarter with 11:50 to go on the clock as the Bulldogs lead. Hedgesville step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10, back in a minute.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway and 1/2 hour drive from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory. I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory. I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Welcome you back as Collins on to kick off for Martinsburg. He sends a high end-over-end kick that will be returnable. It's caught at the 10-yard line near hash marks by Gavin Young. Young goes up the middle and will be drilled at the 25-yard line. That'll be a 1st and 10 for Hedgesville for its 3rd drive of the evening. Speaking of drives, Dylan, let's get our scoring drive summary now, brought to you by Paul Espinoso for State Senate, an effective fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District.
It was only a 19-yard drive, but it did take 7 plays, so a little bit of credit there to the Hedgesville defense. They've been pretty good through 2 drives so far, but ends with that 5-yard end-around touchdown to Sherrod Musgrove.
Looks like they gave Young the 26-yard line on that return, so 1st and 10 at Hedgesville's 26, down 7-0 are the Hedgesville Eagles against Martinsburg. 11:42 to go in the first half. It's Ian Wolf at quarterback. His running back is Bryant in the pistol formation behind him. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to the right. Play action pass is a deep ball to the near side for Martin. Martin jumps up and again makes the catch. And a flag thrown, though, and it looks like it might be pass interference. And another flag thrown for taunting on top of that one by Martin late. That hurts if you're Hedgesville.
Yeah, they went back to the same play. It's just one-on-one. DeMonte Martin running the streak down the field. And like I said the first time, it's not super sustainable to keep running it over and over and get offense out of it, but 2 for 2 so far. DeMonte Martin, great play, but let's see what the call is there. I think there was a lot of contact on both sides. I think it's going to be defensive pass interference.
It's Coach Matt Faircloth not happy with whatever the call is.
Yeah, definitely unnecessary roughness or unsportsmanlike conduct, I should say.
Yeah, Sarad Musgrove was the corner going up against Martin. And they're shaking it out, making sure both sides are good. Definitely a taunting was the second flag, as you could see Martin kind of pointing after that play. And
I'm not sure what exactly happened there, but yeah, it was some sort of taunting.
So we'll wait to see where the ball's spotted now after the penalties have been assessed. It looks like the ball now at the 39-yard line of Hedgesville. So 11 minutes, 36 seconds to go on the clock here in quarter number 2. And that should still be a first down, waiting for the chains now to, on the far side of the field, be moved as well. But the officials on the far side at the, looks like, 29-yard line talking amongst one another.
I believe it should still be 1st and 10, just 15 yards less. 15 yards less than what it would have been from the spot of where Martin came down with the catch. It looks like that's what they're getting figured out.
Yep, so again, ball at the 39 of Hedgesville. The chains are set. Coach Faircloth kind of talking to his receiver first. Damonte Martin here on the near side, calming him down a little bit, giving him the play call too as he jogs out now to Ian Wolf. Wolf, at quarterback, has Bryant lined up behind him in the pistol. Martin, the receiver on the near side, 2 to the left. Snap to Wolf. He'll hand it off to Bryant. Bryant goes up the middle, lowers his shoulder out across the 40-yard line, keeps those feet moving for a few extra yards as he gets forward progress to Hedgesville's 42-yard line. That'll be a gain of 3 to make it 2nd down and 7 for Hedgesville.
Not a bad play there. Gets you about 3.5, maybe 4 yards in the end. Looks like 3.
It's now Young at running back.
Yeah, Jake Young, more of a bruiser back there than the smaller, quicker Bryant.
Wolf will take the snap, hand it off to Young. Young goes directly, though, into the arms of Xerxes Yancey, and then Yancey gets some help from Rashad Reed. He's only able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so that'll be a 3rd down and 7 now.
There's been really nothing doing for the run game so far for Hedgesville. 7 carries, and the 3-yard one by Bryant was, one of their only 2 positive runs so far. The other one was just a 1-yard gain. I think they're in the negative for rushing yards so far if I do the math.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and whistles blow. It looks like the play clock was close to 0, so Hedgesville decides to take a timeout. 9:49 to go in the second quarter. It's Martinsburg 7, Hedgesville nothing. Step aside and take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee-wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. A hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Omaha!
Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
Welcome back. 3rd down and 7 for Hedgesville. The ball at its 42-yard line. Wolf gets the snap, throws it to his left side underneath to his running back, Jake Young. Young immediately runs forward and out across the 40 he goes, off the line of scrimmage and to the 43-yard line. So started in the backfield, did that pass, and is only able to gain 1 yard, and that'll bring up a 4th down against Spruce. Will come on to punt.
And Wolf just went with a check down. There he had nothing else open. Young had enough open room that you would hope you could make a guy miss, but the Bulldogs' defense is just too good at chasing down ball carriers.
Now some motion up front. Hedgesville pointing as if that was called against Martinsburg.
I think it is. It's Cofield again.
So that'll bring the ball 5 yards up. Still keep it 4th down, but now it's 4th down and 1.
And yeah, the offense is going to go back out there now. That's why you have to stay disciplined when it comes to not committing penalties. This can give Hedgesville another shot at continuing this drive down the field.
So Ian Wolf back out there. Jake Young at running back. 2 receivers to the left side of the formation, 1 to the right. Hedgesville taking its time, really kind of going with the strategy we saw Musselman take here against Martinsburg of playing keep away, trying to dominate time of possession. They're still waiting here as the play clock at 10 seconds and everybody not even in position yet.
It worked out well for Musselman in the first half of that game, but then things fell apart. They were waiting for a timeout.
Yep, they're going to take a timeout here, and let's keep it here. Just give you our second quarter sponsors as our second quarter brought to you by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com, as well as Skinner Accident Injury Lawyers, representing accident injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. 8 minutes, 28 seconds to go in the second quarter. It is Martinsburg leading Hedgesville 7-0. Quick scoring update, only 1. You'll hear more at halftime from Nick Verzolini, but right now it is Musselman on top of Washington at Washington, 6-0 it looks like in that one, as both teams 3-5 trying to keep their seasons alive.
And I think that it could be an interesting result there. If Musselman doesn't win that game by a whole lot of points, it makes you concerned for Parkersburg coming up next week. But it's early.
Only one other EPAC team in action, that is Jefferson. They have a non-conference game against Clarksburg out of Maryland. Timeout concludes for Hedgesville. And again, 4th down and 1. Wolf gets some motion up front. Both teams pointing that it was against each other.
Well, you can tell by the frustration of Ian Wolf that's a false start.
Yeah, that's a false start called against Hedgesville as Matt Faircloth trying to plead that was not against them. Wolf trying to do the same. You saw motion on both sides, but they're going to call the false start. Martinsburg obviously happy with that. It backs Hedgesville up 5 yards. Puts the ball, looks like, at Hedgesville's 43-yard line.
Already over 40 penalty yards on Hedgesville so far.
4th and 6. Hedgesville's offense staying out on the field. Snap, the Wolf. Immediately blitzing is E.J. Hendricks. He's able to get past Hendricks. Looking downfield, a man wide open in the middle of the field. It's caught from Wolf at the 41-yard line of Martinsburg in making the catch. Pass completion to Carl Williams, the senior-to-senior connection. 1st and 10, Hedgesville and Martinsburg territory with 8:20 to go.
That's a by Ian Wolf. Avoids the unblocked pass rusher. Flips his hips around so he can not have to throw the ball across his body. Finds his open man downfield, makes the play.
So 1st and 10, Hedgesville. 8:02 to go. Clock winding down in this second quarter. 4th down conversion. Makes it new downs here, 1st and 10. And now whistles blow on the near side, and again, the play clock winding down, and Hedgesville has to use its final timeout of the half. We'll step aside, take the timeout with them. A 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Welcome back to Spring Mills High School, home of Hedgesville tonight for senior night for the Eagles. First down and 10. The 41-yard line. Snap back to Wolf. He handed off to Young. Young tries to go up the middle, bounces off a tackler, stumbles backwards, and then is wrapped up and loses a yard on that play. Looks like maybe 2 yards, as they say he's now at the 43-yard line to bring up 2nd and 12.
So as of right now, I have Hedgesville as having had 8 carries, 4 for Young and 4 for Bryant, and -5 rushing yards. I mean, it's been the theme all year. You just have so much trouble rushing the ball on the Bulldogs.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Wolf. Sends a man in motion, gets the snap, will hand it off, and Martinsburg blitzes as the handoff goes to Bryant. Bryant, it looks like, out across the 45 and only back to maybe the line of scrimmage. So that'll make it a 3rd down and long again, 3rd and 12 for Hedgesville. They find themselves time and time again, it seems like, in this situation, Dylan, tonight.
It's because they can't run the ball, and they keep trying to. At some point, you have to... You can't abandon the run game, but you have to. You can't run the ball on 1st and 2nd down because this is the exact spot you're going to end up in, 3rd and 12.
Play clock at 5, 4, 3. They send a man in motion, snap to Wolf. Wolf drops back, feels the pressure, now just throws this one away, and it's picked off by Tyon Jacobs on the near side.
They say he dropped it.
That one, it looks like they'll hit the turf first. That was as close as it comes, though. I thought he had it.
He tried to make the diving basket catch and put his arms under the ball. From our angle, our back, the back of Jacobs was kind of in between us and the ball, so we couldn't see it all the way through. But I think I saw a little bit of movement as it kind of shook around there. I think that's the right call. I think
you're Hedgesville, though. You don't want to see that from your quarterback, Ian Wolf.
No.
Now he's kind of hobbling off the side as the punt team goes out, but you felt the pressure, started running, and then threw off your back foot while being hit at the same time by E.J. Hendricks. You just put that one into the air, asking for it, honestly, to be picked.
Yeah, I guess he was probably trying to get the ball out of bounds.
Spruce, with the rugby-style punt, sends this one to the near sideline, and it bounces at the 5, and beautifully stopped and down by DeMonte Martin.
Oh.
And it looks like they'll say he actually touched it at the 6, even though he landed at the 3. But great job by Hedgesville to put Martinsburg in the shadow of its end zone.
They've done an effective job of replicating what Musselman did in the first half of their game over at Waldeck Field, where, like you mentioned, Colin, they're just trying to play keep away. They're trying to churn this clock down, trust their defense to get some stops so that the Martinsburg offense is out there for as little time as possible so they can't put up a bunch of points. And the field position battle is part of this. So it's got to be a long drive for Martinsburg now.
Martinsburg, Murphy Clement, running back to his left and right, gets the snap, ends it off to the one to the right. And that looks like, to me, is Nick Buskey. Buskey runs to the left from that right side of Murphy Clement out across the 15, and he'll step out of bounds. They say he actually stepped out at the 14-yard line, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 3.
First carry of the game for Buskey. Again, he's averaging over 8 yards per carry, just like Coy Fagan is, and he got 7 there. I mean, that's not going to get you off the field if you're Hedgesville, for sure.
Clement gets the snap. This time drops back the pass, throws it deep on the near side over the hands of his intended receiver. It falls incomplete as that pass intended for Kyrie Bunny. And on defense there against him was Jazeer Spruce as that fell at the 45-yard line on the near side. That brings up a 3rd down and 3. Second quarter, 5:53 to go. It is Martinsburg 7, Hedgesville nothing.
Not the first or second thought you would have is if you're going to throw a 50-50 deep ball down the field that it's going to be to Kyrie Bunny, but they must have liked the look that they had while having Bunny out on the field. Just didn't quite work out.
2 receivers to the right of Murphy, Clement. 1 to the left. Fegan to his left, Buskey to his right in the backfield, and now as the play clock was winding down close to 0, Martinsburg has to use a timeout. We'll take it with them, a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 8 new providers who've joined University Health Associates East and our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center and Jefferson Medical Center. Physician's Assistant Casey Wiebel, Emergency Medicine, Dr. Mark Seymour, Anesthesia, Dr. Farman Ali, Neurology, Dr. Christopher Redmond, Rheumatology, Dr. Sierra Hart, Emergency Medicine, Physician's Assistant Carly Kremer, Cardiology, Nurse Practitioner Jennifer Gorgal, General Surgery, and Nurse Practitioner Corey Lapai, OBGYN. Welcome to WVU Medicine.
Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood, West Virginia is closing its doors forever. I'm Lori, and my father started this jewelry store 48 years ago. It's bittersweet for us to retire and go out of business, but we are so grateful to you.
I'm Dave. Stop by now and receive up to 70% off our entire inventory. It's our way of saying thank you to our cherished clients who have treated us like family for so many years.
Welcome back after the Martinsburg timeout. They have 1 remaining. Hedgesville's already used all 3. 3rd and 3. The snap to Clement. He'll keep it. Go up the middle. Have the first down and then some out across the 20-yard line. Stopped at the 21 on the quarterback keeper. First down Martinsburg with 5:45 to go in quarter number 2.
That was similar to what we've seen a lot of times from Murphy so far this year. It's just kind of in very short distances making a lot of cuts to turn what would probably be no gain for most players into 6 or 7 yards.
2 receivers to each side for Murphy alone in the backfield. He gets the snap, rolls to his right, stops, and now is hit, but he somehow gets out of it. Now rolls to the left, chucks it deep, has a man wide open at the 48, and it's caught by buzzed over on the near side, and he'll step out of bounds at the 43-yard line. How did Murphy Clement get out of that one, Dylan? Trey Bowers on top of him and went over Murphy, and then what a throw afterwards by Clement.
I don't know how he does it. It's lower body strength, balance. It's just like flexibility, smart. I don't know. It's just something special about him. It's so hard to bring down, and then to make that throw afterwards, it's insane.
Clement hands it off to Fegan. Fegan goes to the right. Stiff arms Kerr, stumbles, stays on his feet, goes backwards some, and then just lunges forward at the 39-yard line on the far side of the field is where Coy Fegan eventually is brought down. That'll bring up a 2nd down and medium. 4 minutes, 55 seconds to go in the second quarter, and now we have a stop as Murphy Clement kind of seems a little wobbly around the 50-yard line. And that is not a good sign for Martinsburg, Dylan, at all.
Yeah, his back is to us. I can't tell exactly what the issue is. But he definitely has something going on. He has his hand up to his helmet.
I think I know what happened. Not sure if I should say on TV. Or radio. I mean, radio maybe. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. He threw up, for those that are curious. They are cleaning it up now on the field.
Okay, yeah, you know what? Part of me thought maybe that's what was happening, but I couldn't tell.
Me too, but I never saw anything, but now you do. So they kind of just spray some water on it. And he's off, though, which means Coy Fagan, the starting running back / backup running back, is now at quarterback. He gets the snap, keeps it himself, goes up the middle. Somebody lost his helmet. I think that might have been, it looks like, on the defensive side, Newman for Hedgesville. But Fagan picks up the first down.
Fagan has just been incredibly good for Martinsburg this year. His acceleration, toughness, lower body strength to keep his legs churning is really impressive.
Fleming in on the tackle. 1st and 10 for Martinsburg at the 33-yard line of Hedgesville. Fagan gets the snap, dropping back the pass, throws it deep on the far side, has a man, and it's off the hands and incomplete for Buzz Dover. And now a late flag thrown at the 42-yard line as some frustration, it seems like, settling in as it looks like some words were being exchanged between Johnson and the offensive line for Martinsburg as Murphy Clement comes back into the game. 4 minutes, 24 seconds to go in this second quarter. It's Martinsburg 7, Hedgesville nothing. The personal foul penalty called against Hedgesville will put the ball inside of the red zone now for Martinsburg. Now it looks like they're going to stop and spot the ball on that far side hash mark at the 17-yard line.
It's the third 15-yard penalty of the half for Hedgesville. They're over 55 penalty yards.
Clement will take the snap, hand it off to Fagan. Fagan follows the block of E.J. Hendricks, slips in between them, stumbles, and finds his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Martinsburg. 4 minutes, 16 seconds to go in quarter number 2. The Bulldogs now lead 13-0 over Hedgesville.
Well, all those things I just gushed about when it came to Fagan this year, two plays ago, when he took that direct snap, he just showed all of them and flashed them even more right there on that touchdown run. It was incredible for him to keep his balance and use his blockers, and he's just so quick. He gets to the top speed in no time.
Martinsburg only counts 10 out on the field, has to get an 11th out there quickly for the extra points up front. Cofield will go and do so. And some whistles blow. And we have a timeout called, it looks like, by an official, though. And it looks like it's something that sends Cofield off. Not sure why, but he goes off. Cody Page on to attempt the extra point. Page's kick is up. High into the air and good. Make it 14-0. Martinsburg leads Hedgesville in the second quarter with 4 minutes, 16 seconds remaining. Step aside and take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
We welcome you back here. It's the kick for Martinsburg, high end over end. It's going to be caught by Young at the 10-yard line for Hedgesville. Young jukes past one tackle out across the 20 to the 25, and then he's brought back. We'll wait to see where they say his forward progress got him, and it looks like they'll say right at that 25-yard line, just like his last return. and that'll make it 1st and 10 for the Eagles. 4:08 to go in the second quarter. It's now 14-0 Martinsburg leading Hedgesville. Let's get our scoring drive summary brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate, an effective, fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District. Dylan.
Yeah, Hedgesville pinned Martinsburg back deep, but a couple penalties, big plays by Murphy Clement, and it's 7 plays, 97 yards, ending with a 17-yard touchdown run by Coy Fagan.
1st and 10 for Ian Wolf and the Hedgesville offense. You have 2 receivers lined up on the right side, 1 to the left side, an H-back to the left, pistol formation. Snap to Wolf, he'll hand it off to the running back, Bryant. Bryant tries to go up the middle, but off the outside. Beautiful job by the defense of Martinsburg. Just wrapping him up, it looks like was Jacobs on the stop, and that is a loss of 1 on the play to bring up 2nd down and 11. It's just been too predictable, it seems like, tonight for Hedgesville. Dylan, sorry. 1st, 2nd down run, 3rd down pass.
Yeah, for the most part, and no matter what down you run it on, it seems like this is what's going to be the result when you run it.
Here we go, 2nd and 11. This time they will drop back the pass, but it's a wide receiver screen that off the hands of Bryant it goes, and incomplete.
The only real offense Hedgesville's got going so far is 2 jump balls down the field on streaks to DeMonte Martin, and then a broken play, made out of system, out of structure by Wolf on 4th down to Carl Williams. It's been 3 pass plays that aren't the type of plays that are extremely repeatable and sustainable. So it's been another lights-out Martinsburg performance, really.
3rd and 12 from the 23. Wolf dropping back the pass, throws it to the left. It's caught at the 25-yard line, wrapped up at the 26 as the receiver as that pass completed to Carl Williams, as Williams now slow to get up. And it looks like, again, Spruce will go out the punt for Hedgesville. There is 3 minutes to go in this second quarter. Clock winding down. Play clock showing 22, so it looks like they might be able to get the clock down close to 2.5 before they send the punt, as back to return for Martinsburg will be Murphy Clement. Spruce, though, has had a few good punts tonight, as this one a low snap and now flags throw to stop the play. It looks like it's an encroachment called against Martinsburg. So that'll push the ball up 5 yards. Clock stops at 2:37. The play clock will restart, which means even more time can come off the clock now for Hedgesville if they decide to, Dylan.
Right. So they can get this under 2 minutes now.
Martinsburg does have 1 timeout left. It looks like they're not going to use it. The rugby-style punt is low, bouncing at the 45, and Clement will just let it roll past him. Inside the 30 it goes, inside the 25 it goes, still rolling, and finally comes to a stop at the 24-yard line. 2:16 to go in this second quarter. It is Martinsburg 14, Hedgesville nothing. As Martinsburg's offense comes back onto the field again here tonight. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Dylan Bishop for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. John Alderton's our on-site producer. Cameramen are Matt Miller and Daryl Miller. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini.
Hedgesville snapped that ball with about 25 seconds left on the play clock, so that's lucky break for Martinsburg, I guess you could call it.
Snap to Clement, drops back the pass, rolls to his right, steps up, throws a deep ball, wide open, Cash Gideon, it is caught at the 35-yard line. He goes down on the far side of the field. But the big play for Martinsburg looks like is coming back as a holding penalty called against the Bulldogs.
It's a killer. It's the only thing that's been stopped Martinsburg so far is themselves. I mean, that's only their 30th penalty yard after that, after those 10 that you added on there. So they haven't been too bad on penalties overall. Only a couple offsides or encroachments, but they're coming at bad times. You had that one there just to erase the big play. You had a 4th and 6 turn into a 4th and 1 that ended up being converted. They were going to punt. Hedgesville was going to punt, ended up going for it and getting it, extended the drive. It's the timing of penalties, too, sometimes.
Now the ball's at the 14 of Martinsburg. First down and 20 after the holding. Clement gets the snap. He'll run up the middle as a beautiful block. Now bounces it to the near side at the 20. He's hit high and low. Goes down at the 21-yard line. Clock continues to wind down. It's at 1:45. Clement needs to fix his equipment. And again, it seems like he's kind of banged up as they stop the clock for the injury. And that's not a good sign again for Martinsburg.
Yeah, he's clearly not feeling well after that one.
Yeah, it's not puke this time, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, hard to tell exactly what it is, but he's walking very gingerly.
So we wait for Murphy Clement to go under his own power, jogging now to the far side of the field with the athletic trainer for the Bulldogs. And that means Coy Fagan will step back in as quarterback for Martinsburg.
He's only got 1:40 to get it down the field.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the near side for Fagan. Buskey, the running back. Fagan gets the snap, dropping back to pass. There's a beautiful pass. It's caught at the 30 on the out route on the far side of the field. And stepping out of bounds at the 32-yard line to the receiver. So that pass completed with 1:21 left on the clock. I believe that was Gideon making the catch.
Nice throw by Fagan. Now on the run, it was a little bobbled by Gideon, but he hauled it in. Good job by him to get out of bounds, preserve the clock.
Brings up a 3rd down and 4. Looks like Hedgesville might send a blitz. Fagan reads it, though, as now they adjust the pressure. 2 receivers to each side for Fagan. He gets the snap, keeps it himself. Runs to the right side, has space, slips through a tackle, out across the 45, has the first down at the 44-yard line. Clock stops with 1:12 to go in this second quarter. 1st and 10 Martinsburg at its 44-yard line.
Another big-time run for Fagan.
It's like great. They say the 46-yard line, actually. Martinsburg goes with the hurry up. Fagan gets the snap. Hands it off to Buskey. Buskey gets tripped up out across the 50, this time at Hedgesville's 48-yard line. Clock continues to go. It's 2nd down and 6. 50 seconds left. Martinsburg trying to go quickly. But they do have some substitutions first. Fagan gets the snap. Dropping back the pass. Chucks it deep on the far side. Double covered is the receiver. It falls incomplete in front of him. And that stops the clock at 38.9 seconds as that pass intended on the far side of the field for Kyrie Bunny.
Yeah, this is the type of drive that asks a lot more out of Coy Fagan throwing the ball than you've asked of him at any point this year. Any extended time at quarterback he's gotten has really been in garbage time, where they're still running the ball a good bit to wind the clock down. But this is a 2-minute drill.
2 receivers to each side for Fagan. He gets the snap, again passing it. It's caught on the far side for a wide receiver screen. It's caught by Gideon, and Gideon is pushed out of bounds at the 43-yard line of Hedgesville on the far side of the field. Stops the clock with 31 seconds to go. It's Martinsburg 14, Hedgesville nothing here in the second quarter. 1 timeout remaining for Martinsburg, none for Hedgesville.
I believe that was Tyon Jacobs that made that catch.
Okay.
So it was announced, and it looked like a little bit of a bigger receiver. Surprised he got out of bounds.
Fagan gets the snap, will keep it himself, has some speed, and now stumbles out across the 30 on the far side. Great blocking by the receiver on that side of the field, as he's eventually brought down, it looks like, at the 27-yard line. 1st down, Martinsburg.
Fagan's so dangerous with the ball in his hands. For even on this 2-minute drill, you can run the ball with him and pick up yardage.
It looks like Martinsburg will use its final timeout of the half. So let's take it with them. A 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from one location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Welcome back. Both teams now out of timeouts. Fegan at quarterback. 2 receivers to each side. Gets the snap. Dropping back to pass. Rolls to his left. Looking downfield. Hit as he throws. And it goes out of bounds as the pass intended for Cash Gideon is incomplete. That brings up a 2nd down and 10 at Hedgesville's 28-yard line. 18.7 seconds to go here in the second quarter as Martinsburg trying to extend its lead. They lead Hedgesville 14-0.
He just kind of held on to the ball a little bit too long there and made himself take that hit. He didn't really need to. Couldn't quite get the ball there. It was a tough throw, rolling to his left. But now you're in a situation where maybe one play, maybe 2, before you just start taking end zone shots.
Snap to Clement, or excuse me, to Fegan. He drops back to pass, looks downfield, and now roll to his right, chucks it deep for the end zone, has a man in the back corner wide open, but he overthrew him by a few, as again that pass intended for Gideon. That brings up 3rd down.
It was a tough throw to fit in. It wasn't quite wide open. He had a few yards of space, but it was right there in the back corner of the end zone. On the run, but here you go. Murphy Clement checking back in.
Murphy Clement does come back in now. Yeah, Coy Fegan at running back. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Jacobs and Gideon, the 2 to the left. Dover and Musgrove, the 2 to the right. Clement gets the snap, dropping back the pass, steps up in the pocket, has all day, now has to go to the right, still in the pocket, hit as he throws, and that wobbler, though, is caught at the 4-yard line by Buzz Dover. No, they say he dropped it. They say it hit the turf first, and it's incomplete, and that
wouldn't have mattered anyway.
The half at 14-0. Martinsburg. So I'm trying to look down at the sideline, waiting for Matt Miller to signal that he has Coach Dave Walker. Matt, if you can kind of show us where you're at so that we can send it down to you, give us a thumbs up. I think I see you now. If you're ready to go, we'll send it down to you. Take it away.
To the 40 with Matt. He is the coach.
Looks like we're waiting for Matt to kind of adjust where he is. Matt, whenever you're ready, go ahead, sir.
All right, let me take it down here. Coach, a sluggish first half. I can hear the frustration in your voice and see it as you head to the locker room. What are your thoughts?
I think we're playing down to our competition, to be honest with you. We're not executing. Hedgesville's playing hard, but we're not doing what we're supposed to do.
All right, Coach, thank you. Guys, we'll send it back to you.
All right, quick, simple, easy. Clearly unhappy with that first half as it's only 14-0. Martinsburg leading Hedgesville. We'll step aside, take a 2-minute break, then be back for our Mansion Freddie Law Firm halftime show. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School Football on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV10.
This is Eric at Hancock Chevrolet. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hancock Chevrolet, it is that easy. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hancock Chevrolet will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time in a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Cumberland to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hancock Chevrolet absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HancockChevy.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want, and your new ride will be delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Welcome back to Spring Mills High School as Martinsburg leads Hedgesville 14-0 at the half as we welcome you into the halftime show, brought to you by the Mansion Freddie Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Our on-site producers, John Alderton, cameraman are Matt Miller, and Daryl Miller. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. Not the half that you expected if you're Martinsburg. You're still up, but it's only 14-0 here against a banged-up 3-5 Hedgesville Eagle team, Dylan.
I do think that Hedgesville's defense is playing pretty well, and that the offense is doing a solid job of playing the time of possession game. So Martinsburg's offense hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities to go down the field and score points. There was also the fact that Murphy Clement was off the field for a good bit of that last drive. So that probably kept you out of the end zone, because Coy Fagan, as good of a runner as he is, they had about 2 minutes to get the ball down the field, and they needed to pass the ball, and that's just something that Fagan's not used to doing, not that skilled at it at this point in his career and in his development. So that's working against them. I do think Martinsburg does need to execute better. Murphy Clement's not throwing the ball as good as he usually has. The Hedgesville defense has read a lot of the screen passes that Martinsburg has tried to execute so far. It's been a good half for Fagan running the ball, but outside of that, I do think that it's a combination of, like Coach Walker said, playing down your competition, but also Hedgesville playing well. So it's not a all or nothing thing one way or the other. It's a combination of both. But the Martinsburg defense is playing lights out. Like, Hedgesville has a -7 rushing yards. They have no ability to run the ball on the Bulldogs, and it's really just been three, toss-up kind of plays that have gotten Hedgesville most of their passing yards down the field. It's been difficult for Hedgesville to do anything, get any first downs against Martinsburg. So I think that there are some things that you can get cleaned up if you're the Bulldogs in the second half that will lead to, more of the same, if not a better half for Martinsburg. So you can extend this lead out. I think that's the way that you're going. Coach Walker's right to be a little upset with how his team's playing, but I think the things that need to be cleaned up are things you would expect to. The things that have not been as good as usual, there's no reason to think that you can't go out there and execute better in the second half.
Any other stats that you have for us, Dylan?
So, Murphy Clement's 4 of 6 throwing the ball, only 28 yards. Coy Fagan, 2 of 6 throwing the ball for 16 yards. Clement's also 5 carries. He's gone for 20 yards on those. Coy Fagan only has 8 carries, but they've gone for 72 yards and a touchdown so far. He's been great. And on the Hedgesville side, Ian Wolf is 6 for 9, 74 yards. 53 of those yards came on 2 jump balls to DeMonte Martin. Those are his 2 catches. Carl Williams has 3 catches for 20 yards as well. And like I say, Jake Young, 4 carries, -3 yards. Bryant, 6 carries, -4 yards. And Gavin Young's got no catches. Jake Young's got 1 catch for 1 yard. So those are the stats there. And, of course, you had Sherrod Musgrove with a 5-yard touchdown on an end around, on a rush there. So that's about all the stats there are. Hedgesville's got a lot of penalties. Martinsburg's not doing a whole lot better in the penalty department. It's been a little bit of a sloppy game. But Hedgesville's got to be a little happy with the score. But Martinsburg still looks like they have a big advantage, and some things that you change a little bit here and there, get things a little cleaned up, and this lead probably extends in the second half.
Your first half stats are brought to you by the Larry DeMarco team at Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state area, they have you covered. Again, our score at the half, Martinsburg 14, Hedgesville nothing. We'll step aside, take a 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, you'll hear from Nick Verzolini, who's back at the studio with some scores from around the state. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 8 new providers who've joined University Health Associates East and our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center and Jefferson Medical Center. Physician's Assistant Casey Wiebel, Emergency Medicine, Dr. Mark Seymour, Anesthesia, Dr. Farman Ali, Neurology, Dr. Christopher Redmond, Rheumatology, Dr. Sierra Hart, Emergency Medicine, Physician's Assistant Carly Kremer, Cardiology, Nurse Practitioner Jennifer Gorgal, General Surgery, and Nurse Practitioner Corey Lapai, OBGYN. Welcome to WVU Medicine.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
We welcome you into the halftime scoreboard show. I'm Nick Verzolini, your host. Let's run down some scores here from across the EPAC first, and then we'll go into the rest of AAA in the state of West Virginia. Martinsburg leading Hedgesville in the game you're currently tuned into, 14-0. Jefferson on its senior night leads Clarksburg, Maryland, 20-0. And Musselman leading Washington, 21-6. First time the Applemen have scored more than 14 points in a game since week 2. So maybe the turnaround is happening here late in the season as they try to get into the playoffs. We'll get into the playoff picture right now in just a little bit on this scoreboard show. But let's take a look at some scores that could impact Musselman's surge toward the playoffs, or anybody else that's trying to get in from the EPAC. Like if Washington were to come back and win that game, and hey, even if Hedgesville could come back and win tonight, that'd be a shocker, but would certainly be possible at only 14-0. Some interesting games going on. Wheeling Park is beating up on Parkersburg South right now, 34-0. Beckley Woodrow Wilson leads Oak Hill in a good one, 10-7. Let's see here now if we have a score update from this Spring Valley Parkersburg game. I don't see one yet. No, it is now 6-0. Spring Valley over Parkersburg. So 6-0 now the score there between those two teams as the Timberwolves have scored in the second quarter. Bridgeport leading Lindsley 20-7. And now we'll run down some more scores in AAA and then take some time to look at some playoff situations right now. As Preston, 1-7 Preston leads 3-6 Buchanan Upshur 14-7. No surprise here, Huntington beating up on St. Albans 42-0. There's no score update between Hurricane and South Charleston, but I would imagine Hurricane has a big lead in that one. Princeton, Greenbrier East 21-0. Princeton in that ball game. As we mentioned, University with a 6-0 lead over Morgantown. George Washington beating Capital right now 35-6 in the second quarter. And Lincoln County taking on Riverside tonight, but no score update there. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of these playoff standings, or the top 22 right now. So we have the top 16 teams will qualify for the playoffs. These other 6 are kind of on the outside looking in, but still have a shot. And as you see, Cabell Midland number 1, Hurricane 2, Huntington 3, Martinsburg 4, Jefferson 5, Princeton 6, Bridgeport 7, Spring Mills 8, Parkersburg South 9, Morgantown 10, Oak Hill 11, Wheeling Park 12, Parkersburg 13, George Washington 14, Spring Valley 15, and Woodrow Wilson 16. And then kind of this area down here is where things get interesting. Of course, Musselman trying to fight for a playoff spot. They're leading Washington right now. University trying to get in. They're leading Morgantown right now. Brooke has a winning record, but their strength of schedule is not that great, so they're on the 19th spot. Capital, Hedgesville, Riverside are long shots, but if they were to rally and get some upset wins here toward the end of the season, you never know what could happen. So things definitely getting interesting as we head toward the end of the regular season here in West Virginia high school football. But we're going to take another 2-minute break. On the other side of that break, we'll send it back to Colin and Dylan for the start of the second half. This is West Virginia high school football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. We're back in 2 minutes.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
We're the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives, and when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told you need a lawyer, but that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
Welcome back to Spring Mills High School, tonight's venue for Hedgesville against Martinsburg, as we welcome you back to the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm halftime show. It is Martinsburg 14, Hedgesville nothing. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop on the call. Our on-site producer is John Alderton. Matt Miller and Daryl Miller are our cameramen back in the studio, who you just heard from with some scores from around the state is Nick Verzolini. Senior night tonight, Dylan, a different kind of venue, as we said, here at Spring Mills, but still nice to see them be hospitable and allow Hedgesville to use this during the Cardinals' bye week. Great gesture by Spring Mills.
Absolutely. Yeah, pretty weird to not have your senior night at your own school, but you got to do what you got to do. So circumstances lead to having to do some weird stuff here, but still, it's a nice night here. Plenty of seats out here in the stadium for fans to come out, and getting some of the band senior night stuff here at halftime and cross country. And it's nice that the Eagles get to do this, even though they can't have it at their own home field.
It's been a slow start for Martinsburg's offense, only up 2 touchdowns. The defense, though, as expected. What are maybe some second-half adjustments that you have in your mind for both teams, Dylan?
I think for Hedgesville, to me, it's pretty clear. It ended up being a pretty close split. 9 passes for Ian Wolf to 10 rushing attempts for the running backs. The run game's not working, man. It's Martinsburg. And your offensive line just does not have the push to be able to get it done. You're going to have to open things up a little bit more, see what Ian Wolf can do for you, other than just throwing up a streak down the field, a 50-50 ball to DeMonte Martin. You've done a little bit of it here and there, but I think you're going to have to just see what you got in your new starting quarterback here and see what he can give you. Martinsburg's side, there's some penalties they can clean up. I think that they might have to go to some different play calling because, honestly, a lot of Hedgesville, the defense here is they've been sniffing out the screenplays that normally work pretty well for Martinsburg. And I've seen a lot less of running the ball with that formation with Buskey and Fagan in the backfield as blockers and the split back formation with them on either side of Clement. They started to run a little more towards the end of the half, but on their second and third drives, fourth drive, but I think they could go to that a little more, get Nick Buskey a little more involved. He's got 2 carries so far. Feed Coy Fagan, honestly. 8 carries for 72 yards and touchdown. He's run the ball really well. He's got 4 carries of over 10 yards, including 2 17-yarders. 1 went for a touchdown. I'd say keep feeding him the ball, especially if Murphy Clement's not feeling too well or if he's a little banged up. Like we saw at the end of the first half, luckily he came back in for the last play of the half. But he's having an off night for whatever reason. I mean, we saw what happened at one point in the half. Maybe he's feeling a little under the weather. I don't know. But I think that they can, try some new things out on offense. Get the play calling changed up a little bit. Try to get some new things going on offense. But overall, still, it's 14-0. If you had Murphy Clement and/or a little more time on that last drive, you probably could have made it 21-0. I don't think you're concerned. There's just a couple things here and there. Execute a little better. Stop getting your penalties here and there. And by the end of this game, I think the scoreboard will look a lot closer than what you would expect the scoreboard to look like between these two teams.
Let's step aside, take a 2-minute break, and then we'll be back for your second half. Again, your score at the half: Martinsburg 14, Hedgesville nothing. Again, a 2-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore, D.C. Beltway and 1/2 hour drive from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from one location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood, West Virginia is closing its doors forever. I'm Lori, and my father started this jewelry store 48 years ago. It's bittersweet for us to retire and go out of business, but we are so grateful to you.
I'm Dave. Stop by now and receive up to 70% off our entire inventory. It's our way of saying thank you to our cherished clients who have treated us like family for so many years.
Welcome back here as we get set for quarter number 3 between the Hedgesville Eagles and the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Martinsburg leads Hedgesville 14-0 here on the 27th of October. Beautiful night, full moon it looks like almost right above us here. Clear skies, plus 70-degree weather. What more could you ask for here in the end of October? Colin McLaughlin alongside me, Dylan Bishop for Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10. Both teams back out of the locker rooms. You'll have the speaking captains go back and meet on the 50-yard line before we get started for quarter number 3. It will be Martinsburg receiving the second half kickoff, already up again 14-0.
How often can you say on a Halloween weekend that it's you can comfortably wear shorts? Sometimes that's an issue on Halloween. Say, oh, I would wear this costume, but then I'd be too cold out, when I was walking around outside. But not an issue this weekend, for sure.
I remember growing up, there was a Halloween weekend we had snow.
How times have changed.
Now you're having a Zool's frozen lemonade, Dylan.
Right? It's exactly what I needed to hear at halftime. It's always delicious.
I believe mango, the favorite of our on-site producer, John Alderton. Do they still have mango, though? I know I thought were getting ready to discontinue it. So.
They had strawberry down there. They had the classic, and I'm going to assume the blue was blue raspberry. Perhaps it's cotton candy. I don't know.
No, I think it's blue raspberry.
Okay, that's what you would think.
So,
if only blue raspberries were actually that color blue. If there were raspberries that were actually like bright blue like that, that'd be kind of fun.
It would be. It's both teams back out onto the field, so let's get our attention onto the field as Jazeer Spruce will kick off for Hedgesville. He's placing the tee down. And it looks like we might have had a 5-yard penalty at the end of last half because Hedgesville is kicking off from the 35-yard line. So keep an eye on this kick as Spruce sends an onside kick, and that won't go 10 yards, but it might have been touched by a Martinsburg Bulldog.
It might have been. I don't know why you would jump on that for Martinsburg. It definitely didn't go 10 yards, but they are signaling that Martinsburg fell on it.
Your second half kick brought to you by Ollie's VIP Northside, the best local spot to catch sports or hang out with friends. Stop by 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. Ollie's VIP will see you for the game, as it looks like they do say Martinsburg did recover the onside kick, so the Bulldogs offense will have tremendous field position inside Hedgesville territory as the ball to start off this drive in quarter number 3 for Martinsburg is spotted at the 43-yard line of Hedgesville. Martinsburg will set up its offense with 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left, bunched up, close together. The 2 on the far side kind of spread out. Murphy Clement at quarterback. Coy Fagan at running back, lined up to his right. In shotgun formations, Clement gets the snap, hands it off to Fagan. Fagan goes up the middle, bounces off a tackle, out across the 40 and down at the 39-yard line is Coy Fagan with 11:50 to go to bring up 2nd down and 6 after the 4-yard run.
I like that start there. Keep feeding the ball, run the ball. Honestly, like that's what's been working for you. It's worked all year long. The passing game, you weren't really able to get going. I said before the game I'd like to see them try to, pass the ball down the field. It hasn't really worked so far. And at this point, I'd say just do what's gotten you here.
Clement takes the snap again, this time handing it off to Fagan. Fagan slips through a tackle, gets to the line of scrimmage, and they'll say his forward progress just got him 1 extra yard. This time now at the 37 is where the ball's down for a 3rd down and 4. So maybe 2 yards there on that, but definitely a good job by the defensive line to hit him in the backfield as making that stop was Scott laid low, excuse me.
Like I said, Hedgesville's defense has been pretty impressive so far. It's not all lack of execution on Martinsburg's part.
3rd and 5, 2 receivers to each side for Clement. Murphy gets the snap. Again, he hands it off to Fagan. Fagan kind of tripped over himself, but was able to regain his footing, pick up the 1st down through a hole on the left side of the line. And we have an injured Bulldog right next to Fagan, and that is Malachi Williams down on this play. The 1st down spots the ball at Hedgesville's 31-yard line. Clock stops with 10:32 to go in this 3rd quarter, and we're going to step aside and take a 1-minute break for the injury. This is West Virginia High School Football Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
The Honda Ridgeline, Passport, and Pilot are in a league of their own when it comes to rugged capability. Their relentless power and versatility make these vehicles the ultimate challengers for exhilarating adventures and formidable terrain. But it's not just performance that makes these cars special. It's the unwavering determination that inspires everything we do. That's why we're KBB.com's best value brand of 2023.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA's, moving lives forward.
Available all-wheel drive on Pilot based on 2023 brand image awards from Kelly Blue Book. Visit KBB.com for more information.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, Private Wealth Advisor with the Marius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
We welcome you back to Spring Mills High School. 10 minutes, 32 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Malachi Williams being attended to on the field, the injured Martinsburg Bulldog, as he's lifted up by the athletic trainer as well as Hedgesville's head coach Matt Faircloth, who hands him over to the head coach of Martinsburg, Dave Walker, as Williams goes off the field, kind of just off the play, so not really sure what happened to him, but hopefully he's okay, as the senior just announced today that he's gotten his 2nd offer, this time to Capital University in Ohio, I believe.
He's a good player. He always, they don't ask a lot of him. He doesn't get a whole lot of targets and carries, receptions, but he tends to make the most of them, so hopefully they can get him back on the field pretty quick.
Martinsburg, 1st down and 10 at Hedgesville's 31-yard line here in quarter number 3 as we resume action. 2 running backs to the left and right for Murphy Clement. Gets the snap, play action pass as he drops back, fires a shot, middle of the end zone, but overthrows the intended receiver, Sherrod Musgrove, and goes incomplete to bring up 2nd and 10.
I know it's not how the progression of the play necessarily works, but I think if Murphy drops his eyes a little bit, looks down the seam to Coy Fagan running the wheel route down the seam out of the backfield, he could have gotten himself maybe a touchdown at the end, at least completion of about 20 yards. But he tried to take it all the way deep there.
2nd and 10. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. 2 men in the backfield alongside Clement. Clement, quarterback keeper on the read option, fakes the handoff to Buskey, keeps it himself, tries to hurdle a defender on the near side, and will just leap his way out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So that of 6 will bring up a 3rd down and 4.
A little bit of a rough landing there, but he seems to be okay. Got to be careful. You're being a quarterback. You got to watch how you take your shots and how you get tackled. You know, watch Lamar Jackson, the way that he avoids hits, or takes hits, or doesn't take them even.
Not only that, but you got to remember a few seasons ago, Murphy Clement ended his season with a Liz Frank injury on his foot as he hands the ball off to Coy Fegan. Fegan tries to go up the middle, but instead sees space on the near side of the field, so he cuts up field and will be pushed out of bounds at the 20-yard line. A 5-yard gain. 1st down, Martinsburg. As now a few players slow to get up, just kind of wrapped up amongst one another, helping each other up as the clock stopped at 9:40. Now starts going as the ball spotted, so they say he actually was not out of bounds. He kind of just was down first and then rolled out. But 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line of Hedgesville for Martinsburg, up 14-0 over Hedgesville in the 3rd quarter. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. The 2 running backs now to the right side of Murphy. He gets the snap, rolls to his right, looking to pass, fires a pass for the end zone. Wide open's Gideon, but in and out of his hands, it goes incomplete. And he's frustrated as he falls to the ground on the track and bangs his hands as that should have been a touchdown, but just too far out in front of him.
It was a little bit of a tight window. It wasn't that much separation between Gideon and his defender. I think Murphy's trying to take too many shots way down the field. He's not taking what defense is giving him. Buzz Dover ran about a 5-yard hitch route underneath that play there, a smash concept. He was open. You could have just gotten the 5 yards, and Dover could have made a play.
Clement to the right side. It's wide receiver screen caught by Dover. Dover waits for his blocks, now tries to go in between them, and is tackled on the far side of the field at the 15-yard line. So 5-yard completion will bring up 3rd down and 5 for Martinsburg with under 9 minutes to go in quarter number 3.
That's one of the best screenplays that Martinsburg's been able to run so far. The first couple that they ran early in the game, Hedgesville had sniffed out, which, if you look at the tape, it makes sense. Martinsburg loves to run screenplays on their opening drive.
Some motion up front, and that'll draw a flag as it looked like somebody jumped offside for Hedgesville. That'll be a 5-yard penalty against the Eagles with 8 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. And that is a 1st down for Martinsburg at the 10-yard line. So 1st and goal for the Bulldogs.
We talked about untimely penalties with Martinsburg in the first half. This is one of the worst times to have a penalty right here, too.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Clement. It's got Fegan and Buskey in the backfield. The snap to Clement. Hands it off to Fegan. Fegan tries to go up the middle, but a great job by, it looks like, Aiden Fleming wrapping up Fegan and getting some help eventually by Faircloth and company. That only gets a 1-yard gain on the run to bring up 2nd and goal from the 9.
Hedgesville's done better so far containing Fegan.
Clement gets the snap, follows his blocks, keeps it himself, goes to the right, bounces off a tackle, and runs into the end zone. Touchdown, Martinsburg. 7 minutes, 54 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. It's now Martinsburg 20, Hedgesville nothing on the quarterback keeper for a 9-yard touchdown run.
As I say that Hedgesville's been containing Fegan well, they go to the other dangerous guy in the rushing attack, other than Nick Buskey, you could say, and it's Murphy Clement. That's the kind of play that worked best for Martinsburg against Spring Mills last week, just putting the ball in Murphy's hands, giving him some extra blockers, those running backs, and he bounced off a couple guys that time.
They try to go with the fake extra point, but whistles blow, and we have an encroachment penalty called against Bill. So that'll be half the distance to the goal, and we'll see. It looks like Martinsburg's now going to put the offense out on the field and decide to go for 2.
Well, in the end, it could possibly be a lucky break for Hedgesville in that penalty because hard to say if they saw that fake extra point coming.
Martinsburg going quickly with the heavy set. Clement under center. Gets the snap. And he trips. The ball gets handed off to Coy Fegan. Tries to get into the end zone, but he lost it. Now flags on the field. It was recovered by Hedgesville, so the 2-point conversion will be no good, keeping it at 20-0, but we'll wait for the flag first to see what it is. And it looks like it's a penalty called against Hedgesville, which means, again, the ball now half the distance to the goal, and Martinsburg again can go for the 2-point conversion.
I think it might have been another, helmet-to-helmet contact penalty, unnecessary roughness, like they had earlier in the game.
So the ball now at the half-yard line. Martinsburg huddles up.
Can we get a brotherly shove here, perhaps?
We'll see. Clement goes under center, and he'll hand it off to the fullback, Nick Buskey, who eventually gets some help from behind and into the end zone. The 2-point conversion is good. 7:54 to go. In quarter number 3, it's now Martinsburg 22. Hedgesville, nothing. Step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
WVU Medicine is pleased to introduce 8 new providers who've joined University Health Associates East and our medical staffs at Berkeley Medical Center and Jefferson Medical Center. Physician's Assistant Casey Wiebel, Emergency Medicine, Dr. Mark Seymour, Anesthesia, Dr. Farman Ali, Neurology, Dr. Christopher Redmond, Rheumatology, Dr. Sierra Hart, Emergency Medicine, Physician's Assistant Carly Kremer, Cardiology, Nurse Practitioner Jennifer Gorgal, General Surgery, and Nurse Practitioner Corey Lapai, OBGYN. Welcome to WVU Medicine.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
We welcome you back to Spring Mills. 22-0 now. Martinsburg leads the Hedgesville Eagles. The kick, an onside kick for Martinsburg, will be recovered by Xerxes Yancey as Hedgesville just stood around waiting for it to see if it went 10 yards, but nobody went towards the ball. And once it got across the 50, Xerxes Yancey pounces on top of it, so Martinsburg ball.
Kind of took the opposite approach of what Martinsburg's kickoff, hands team did, where they didn't attack the ball. They kind of attacked the ball too soon. Martinsburg did, but that's following a 10-play, 43-yard drive for a touchdown, an 8-yard touchdown run by Murphy Clement, and they get the ball right back.
So your scoring drive summary brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate, an effective fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District. 1st and 10, Martinsburg at the 48-yard line of Hedgesville. 7:53 to go in quarter number 3. 2 receivers to each side for Murphy Clement. He gets the snap. Hedgesville sends a blitz. And he's hit from behind and sacked. In to make the stop and get the sack for the Hedgesville Eagles was Jacob Kerr coming on the blind side of Clement. A loss of, it looks like, 10, maybe 11 on that one. Make it 2nd and long.
Just came right off the edge that time. Not quite unblocked, but a little bit of confusion on who was supposed to be blocking who, I think, on the offensive line. Got to keep Clement upright. Hedgesville's defensive line's been able to get through on some pressure. I think that's been part of the problem for Martinsburg's offense.
Snap back to Clement. Pass. Bobbled by Dover, but he brings it in and is off to the races into the end zone. Touchdown, Martinsburg. 7:04 to go in the third quarter. It is now 28-0 Martinsburg on top of Hedgesville, as that just a beautiful play designed by Martinsburg, starting with some great blocking by that offensive line as everybody cutting low to kind of catch Hedgesville a little bit off guard, Dylan.
Quick play there. It's just a slant route by Buzz Dover. Murphy Clement catches it. Doesn't even take a 3-step drop. It's like a 1-step drop, really. Just kind of shifts his hips. Fires the ball. Buzz Dover beat his man on the route. almost dropped it, but it was bobbled up in the air. He had the momentum going where he could still catch the ball, and then he would just use his speed off to the races.
Cody Page on to attempt the extra point now for Martinsburg. Coy Fagan on to hold. Snap from Bass is back. Hold is down. Kick is up. Almost blocked, but Page able to get it over the block of Kerr and through the uprights to make it 29-0. Martinsburg leading Hedgesville in quarter number 3 with 7:04 to go. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee-wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. A hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Omaha!
Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
We're back. Third quarter. 29-0 Martinsburg leads Hedgesville. High kick end over end. That'll be caught by Young for Hedgesville at the 5-yard line. He's trying to find his blockers, but doesn't have much. And Young eventually gets to the 15, and that's where he's stopped by Xerxes Yancey. So Hedgesville will have a 1st and 10 at its 15-yard line. The offense comes back out with 6:56 to go in this third quarter.
Quick drive there. The onside kick, and then it's a sack on play 1 by Hedgesville, but then Martinsburg comes right back. 56-yard touchdown on the slant by Murphy Clement to buzzed over.
Scoring drive summary brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate, an effective fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District. They say the ball actually at the 14-yard line for Hedgesville.
That's tough field position.
Ian Wolf at quarterback. Pistol formation with the running back behind him. Gets the snap, hands it off to Bryant. Bryant tries to go up the middle, but great job by Coy Fagan coming off the edge and bringing him down. Getting some help from Tyon Jacobs as well. A gain of only 2 on the carry brings up 2nd down and 8.
And we're almost halfway through this third quarter, and this is the first time Hedgesville's offense is even touching the ball. Just like that, like the halftime score didn't look like what you would expect from Martinsburg, but this is Martinsburg. We can expect some quick strike offense. Things can change in the blink of an eye when it comes to the Bulldogs, so there was really not reason to be worried.
Wolf sends Martin in motion from right to left. Gets the snap off right before the play clock hits 0, but Martinsburg read it beautifully on the run, and Rashad Reed blows that play up and just throws the running back Kamari Thomas to the ground. A loss of 6, maybe 5 on the play. They say he was stopped at the 11-yard line, so that brings up a 3rd down and 13.
Rashad Reed is just too strong, too quick, too explosive for these guys. For most offensive linemen that Martinsburg goes against.
So Wolf has 2 receivers to his left and his right. Shotgun formation to the senior quarterback, Ian Wolf. And he has Thomas lined up to his left. Play action pass, dropping back, chucking it deep to the near side. It's a wobbler, but it's caught by Martin. And he goes on the near sideline, out across the 40, stopped at the 41-yard line. That pass underthrown, but Martin able to come back. The corner in on the coverage, stumbled, lost his footing, and that left Martin wide open to just bring that one down.
I keep saying after the first 2 times they did it, hey, this kind of play is not sustainable. So far for them it is. 3 times that they've gone to it and 3 times come down with it. It was a little bit of a slip by the corner by Musgrove, but Martin just has great body control.
That's how Hedgesville got its lone touchdown last year on the first drive of the game. Is this a running play to Bryant? Bryant brought down at the 39, so a loss of 1 on the run to the right side as Reed, Yancey, Fegan in to make the tackles. That brings up 2nd down and 11.
Trying to track that. We are at minus 11 rushing yards right now for Hedgesville. I think it's going to be an interesting thing to watch here if they can actually get to positive yardage while the starters are still in. I'm not really counting on it.
Wolf in shotgun formation, 2 receivers to each side again. The snap goes by him, and now it's a race between him and Yancey, and Wolf wins the race, but is down at the 17-yard line off the snap to his side goes by. And that hurts if you're Hedgesville.
Well, we can probably we can probably really double down on that take I just had there, because that's going to be about negative 20 rushing yards responsible to Wolf on that one. Whether it's fair to him or not, it's not his fault. The snap was over his head, but still, that's the last thing that you could ever want. It's hard enough when you have a 3rd and 10 against the Bulldogs defense.
And Hedgesville didn't have the play call in, so they're going to have to burn a timeout with 3 minutes, 28 seconds to go. In the third quarter, it is Martinsburg 29, Hedgesville nothing. We'll keep it here and give you our third quarter sponsors as we're presented on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 by the Larry DeMarco team at Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state area, they have you covered, as well as the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg or call them at 304-263-4343. You can tell this is the senior Ian Wolf's first start, Dylan. It's been tough for this Hedgesville offense to really get anything going. The deep balls worked a few times, but other than that, nothing.
I think it's fair to say that DeMonte Martin has made the deep ball work because of the way that he's tracked the ball in the air. That last one in particular was definitely underthrown, and there's a little bit of a slip by the corner, but it was a great job to make the adjustment by Martin. They haven't asked Wolf to do a whole lot so far, outside of making those 3 deep passes down the field. It hasn't been bad by any means so far.
But it's a 3rd down and 22 at the 18. Wolf gets the snap, dropping back the pass, chucks it deep to Martin again, but this time it's incomplete and a flag thrown as they say it's going to be a pass interference against Sarad Musgrove of Martinsburg.
They go right back to the deep ball, the 50-50 ball to Martin, and this time not a completion. But ostensibly, it's a positive play because you draw the penalty. Now, was it a penalty somewhat because it was an underthrow by Wolf and the adjustment kind of led to Musgrove getting in the way of Martin as he tried to get to the ball? Yes, but
oh, it's a double penalty, as we also have a roughing the passer penalty called against Martinsburg.
Okay.
Unless that's the only one that they can accept.
Well, that's a personal foul,
right,
which would make it an automatic first down.
Yep, so that's why they only accept that one. So instead of accepting the pass interference, which in high school is not an automatic first down, it would have made it a 3rd and 7. The roughing the passer, as you said, makes it 1st and 10 for Hedgesville at its 33-yard line.
Wolf had a lot of unblocked rushers coming at him on that play, even though it wasn't a screen play.
Hedgesville goes 5 wide, 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Wolf gets the snap, feels the pressure, has to step out of the pocket, runs to the right, and it's a 50-50 ball that it looks like was caught by his receiver, but simultaneously kind of grabbing onto it. It's the defender, but Ty goes to the receiver as making the catch is Logan Wilson. First down, Hedgesville at its 43-yard line.
That's a nice play by Wolf. He has not looked bad throwing the ball. he makes another play out of structure. Again, the pass rush gets to him immediately. Rashad Reed came bursting through the offensive line in about 0.2 of a second, it felt like. But he rolled out and made a nice play on the run.
29-0, Martinsburg leads Hedgesville again, who goes 5 wide, sends a man in motion from left to right. And again, because the play clock was winding down, Hedgesville has to use another timeout. Let's take it with them. A 1-minute break, 2:46 to go in quarter number 3. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
We welcome you back after Hedgesville's timeout. First down and 10 at Hedgesville's 43-yard line for the Eagles. They send a man in motion. It's a jet sweep, and that play's blown up from Wolf into the gut of the man in motion for the jet sweep, Bryant. And that's a loss of 1 on the play to bring up 2nd down and 11 at the 42. Dylan, off the air, we were talking about this. Every timeout tonight, other than Martinsburg's final timeout there in the 2-minute drill, has been called to avoid a delay of game.
I don't understand why the offensive are having so much trouble more than usual. I don't know if it's... I understand that this is not the home game for either team, but...
And now the snap bounces off the man in motion, Bryant, and it's recovered by Martinsburg's Rashad Reed at Hedgesville's 36-yard line.
Well, that's just a back-breaking mistake. I don't really know who put that on, if it's on the center, if it's on the quarterback, but mistiming of the snap. Or if it's on the motion man, Brian, I don't know. But either way, that's killer.
2:06 remaining in this third quarter. Martinsburg gets the ball at Hedgesville's 36-yard line. Clement, Fegan to his left, 2 receivers to each side. Will take the snap from Kaufman, dropping back the pass as Clement steps up in the pocket, chucks it deep. Bunny wide open in the end zone, but it's through his hands and goes into the turf. Incomplete to bring up 2nd and 10.
Again, Clement is just going deep shot pretty much every time. That's, not the normal progression of a lot of pass plays, but he had him open that time. Bunny just couldn't quite track it down. To be running full speed and also try to get your hands up and make the adjustment. It takes good coordination to make plays like that, but if it hits you in the hands, you should catch it.
Snap to Clement, hands it off to Fegan. Fegan jukes past one tackler, goes up the middle, into the secondary, and brought down at the 30-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 4 after the 6-yard run by Coy. It's Fleming in on the tackle, who's had a tremendous season so far coming into this game. 141 tackles, 30th in the entire country in reported tackles according to the stats on Max Preps.
Right, 19 of those for loss, 8 sacks, 6 pass breakups. A great season for him.
Snap to Clement. Again, he hands it off on this. A halfback draw to Fegan. Fegan has beautiful blockers, comes to the left side, stiff arms a man inside the 5, and will be brought down right at the, looks like they say his knee was down at the 5, but a flag thrown around the 15. It looks like we'll bring this one back against Martinsburg. But a great job by Coy Fegan to wait for that one, make it a halfback draw, and then just burst with his speed as usual, Dylan.
Right, he is fantastic in the open field. Hedgesville had so far been able to contain him. He's only averaging about 4 yards per carry in this half versus 9 yards per carry in the first half. He had it open that time. He could have gotten himself a 25-yard gain to really boost that number up, but the hold is going to turn it into only about a 5-yard gain.
Yep, the hold puts the ball at the 25-yard line, but it's still a first down for Martinsburg. Clement is set. Take the snap, dropping back the pass, looking to his right, has a man wide open, caught at the 15-yard line by Gideon, and he'll go up the numbers inside the 10 and brought down for another Martinsburg first down with 58.4 seconds to go. Excuse me, that was Jacobs in on the catch for Martinsburg.
That is the type of pass I've been wanting to see Murphy make in this half and in the last few plays that he's made down the field. You don't have to go end zone shot every time. If you make plays like that, eventually you will get to the end zone.
So first and goal for Martinsburg at the 9-yard line. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Clement looking over to the sideline for the play call. Gets the snap, keeps it himself, follows Fegan, goes up the middle as a block, beautifully done, and he dives for the end zone, but he's just short at the half-yard line is Murphy, so an 8-yard run makes it second down and goal at that half-yard again, so most likely we'll wait, and a flag thrown, though, so hold everything. I was about to say we should see the heavy-set package come out for Martinsburg's offense, but if this flag's on them, that might change things. You have 13 seconds to go in the third quarter, and it's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty called against Hedgesville. I mean, can you move the ball up any closer?
No, but you can make it first down. It was second down.
So the ball about a few inches away from the end zone. Martinsburg in shotgun formation. It's a snap to Clement, and he'll just keep it himself, run up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown, Martinsburg, with 6 seconds to go. The Bulldogs extend the lead over Hedgesville now to 35-0 in the third quarter.
Well, that one came off of a turnover, so it was tough sledding from the beginning for Hedgesville. The field position, you were already fighting a losing battle, but then Martinsburg's just been running the ball really well. Got a nice check down, too, for 17 yards.
The extra point is up into the air from Cody Page, and good. Make it 36-0 with 6 seconds to go in quarter number 3. We'll step aside and take a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back here as Martinsburg the kickoff. And it's a low end-over-end kick that is caught right at the 1-yard line by Gavin Young, and he's going to try to return this one, but realizes on the near side that it's probably best if he just steps out of bounds, and he does so at the 13-yard line. So 12-yard return will make it 1st and 10 at Hedgesville's 13 with 2 seconds left on the third quarter clock.
And that's coming off of a 5-play, 34-yard drive for Martinsburg after the fumble recovery to set that one up. Ends with a 1-yard touchdown run by Murphy Clement.
Your scoring drive summaries are brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate, an effective fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right for Ian Wolf. Is a running back lined up behind him. As he shifts a man in motion, that's the H-back from right to left. Gets the snap as Wolf. He'll hand it off to the running back, Kamari Thomas. And Thomas immediately in the backfield is tackled for a loss by Xerxes Yancey and Rashad Reed. And that is the end of quarter number 3. Martinsburg 36, Hedgesville nothing is your score after 3. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break, then head to quarter number 4. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency, BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
We welcome you back to Spring Mills High School, typically the Cardinals' nest. Tonight, the Eagles' nest of Hedgesville as they trail the Martinsburg Bulldogs 36-0 as we get started for quarter number 4. It is 2nd down and 13 for the Hedgesville offense as they are struggling so far tonight, especially on the ground game, Dylan.
Yeah, I'll have to do a final tally of exactly where they're at. I think even without the botched snap that went back for about 17 yards, discount that, and I think they're at negative 15 rushing yards. Add that in, it's negative 32.
2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Wolf gets the snap, rolls to his left, looking downfield, has nobody open, but he finds somebody underneath. And the ball's lost, though, after the catch. They say he was down as that pass caught for Hedgesville by Logan Wilson. But there's a flag thrown very close to the goal line in the area of a holding. We'll see if it was in the end zone or just barely outside of the end zone.
I don't think any of the Hedgesville linemen were in the end zone. But it was thrown back towards the flag sits at the 1-yard line.
So this will stop the clock with 11 minutes, 26 seconds to go. We will have a rolling clock due to the mercy rule here in quarter number 4, but there are some instances, like a flag, that causes for a stop.
So it looked like there was a chop block called on Hedgesville, and there was some sort of other, I think it was two chop blocks. Okay.
So there you go.
There was one chop block, and then one was a penalty on Martinsburg.
So the penalties offset one another. So the flags are picked up. We wait to see if they just redo it, or if the play stands. 36-0. Martinsburg leads Hedgesville. So we just entered quarter number 4. We're waiting to see where they put the ball. It looks like it's right at the 10-yard line for Hedgesville with a 2nd down. Ian Wolf, the quarterback. 1 receiver to the right. That is DeMonte Martin, who is being double-teamed now by Martinsburg. 2 to the near side. That is Young and Williams.
Yeah, bracket coverage over the top on him.
Wolf gets the snap. It's low, but he's able to bring it in. Chucks this one deep for Young, and it falls incomplete, but that clearly pass interference against Sarad Musgrove, who ran into Gavin Young, the intended Hedgesville receiver, and kind of knocked him over.
I think that was Gavin Young's first target of the night. Certainly, he hasn't had a catch-up on the board yet. I don't think he's had one thrown his direction so far. They've done a good job of shutting him down. But he's been an impressive player for his entire high school career. So far on the season, he's got 15 catches for 275 yards. There is also a penalty on Hedgesville, though.
Clock stays winding down this time with 10 minutes, 30 seconds to go.
Offsetting penalties again.
It remains second down. Hedgesville ball. We're just waiting for everybody to get back into position as the referees back away from where the ball spotted back at that 10-yard line of Hedgesville. Clock now at 10:05, still winding down. Play clock at 15 seconds. Head coach Matt Faircloth giving in the play call to his team, who all look at their wristbands and then get set. With 10 seconds to go on the play clock, they send Young in motion from left to right. Snap to Wolf. He drops back the pass. Hendricks comes towards him, chasing him down, but Wolf able to avoid E.J. Hendricks running from behind him, rolling out to his right, and he throws it to the ground of his intended receiver right in front of his feet. It falls incomplete to bring up third down and 13. So he had a few receivers over on that far side, kind of close to it, so not really sure who that one was intended for. PA announcer says it was intended for Young, so I guess he's the closest one to it, but it's incomplete.
And it was Hendricks that time. He leads the team in sacks by a wide margin, 6.5 so far on the year. No one else with more than 3.5, and that's only Trey Moats that can say that. Everyone else in third place has 2.5 so far this year.
So 9 minutes to go in quarter number 4. Now we will have a timeout called by Hedgesville to stop the clock. Let's take the break with them, a 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV 10.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
We welcome you back here. 9 minutes to go in this fourth quarter after Hedgesville's timeout. They have 2 remaining. Martinsburg still has all 3. Hedgesville, I believe, should have 1 remaining because they did call a timeout last quarter to prevent themselves from having a delay of game penalty. Scoreboard still had it at 2, just hasn't brought it down yet. It is third down and 15 for Hedgesville, who has 2 receivers lined up to the left, 1 to the right for Ian Wolf. They send Young in motion from left to right. Wolf takes the snap, dropping back the pass, steps up in the pocket, floats a pass, and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, and that was a hard hit against the intended receiver, Logan Wilson, and that draws a flag.
Why is that a flag? I don't really understand. There's, I guess maybe it's the defender wasn't making a play on the ball, but I mean that was just a shot in the torso. It wasn't to the head or neck area. It's a defenseless receiver, sure, but I don't really understand. That to me, that's just football.
Gives Hedgesville a first down. Advances the ball on the penalty to Hedgesville's 30-yard line. 7 minutes, 50 seconds to go. The clock with the mercy rule winding down still. So it is Martinsburg 36, Hedgesville nothing. And now they bring the ball back, it looks like, to the 25-yard line of Hedgesville. Two receivers to the left, one to the right for Wolf. Running back to his left is Wolf in shotgun formation. They send Williams in motion from left to right this time. Wolf drops back the pass. Throws off his back foot, but it's caught on the far side by Williams. Williams goes to the 29-yard line before being tackled.
Now, Williams has been a pretty solid slot receiver for the Eagles so far. It's his 4th catch of the night. He had one that went for 14 yards on that 4th down scramble that Ian Wolf made a play out of. Otherwise, it's just been catches of 3 yards, and 4. But he's been reliable underneath, someone that Wolf can find and make a couple plays towards.
2nd down and 6 for Hedgesville, who takes its time here, making sure the play call's set, and that makes the play clock hit 0 and be a delay of game against the Eagles. It's been a tough night for them to get that play call in and plays called in time. However, that was their first delay of game penalty because typically they've called a timeout beforehand, but this time they did not. So that makes it a 2nd down and 11 at the 24.
Maybe that's how they'll learn the lesson. Take 5 yards.
Two receivers to the left, one to the right. Play clock at 5. Snap off. Dropping back the pass. Now rolling out to his left is Wolf. He tries to juke past E.J. Hendricks, but that runs him right into the arms of Rashad Reed in to make the sack. Big loss on that one as Reed makes it 3rd and long for Hedgesville. Great job by the defensive line tonight of Martinsburg.
That's only their first sack. So, I mean, credit to Ian Wolf. He's been able to make some plays with his legs and get the ball out and avoid some sacks, but there was no avoiding Rashad Reed that time. You can't do it for an entire game.
Wolf drops back the pass. Chucks this one deep to the near side for Young, but it's going to be incomplete as two Martinsburg defenders kind of took that away from each other as Musgrove went up for it. Alongside him, it looks like, was, I believe, Chase Shipley going up for the pick, and they collided in midair, and the ball just kind of hit off both of them and in between them and incomplete.
Yeah, that's one that should have been picked off. It was, intended for Gavin Young. It was another one of those just throw him up 50-50. It was kind of an arm punt, I guess you could kind of say, although they'll go for the actual punt now here on 4th.
That's what I was about to say. Spruce on to punt. Snap to his right, and the punt, a low wobbly one, almost blocked. It's going to bounce at Hedgesville's 40, take a roll to the 50, and finally stop at the near sideline at the 49 of Hedgesville. So Martinsburg gets the ball back with 4 minutes, 16 seconds to go in quarter number 4. It is Martinsburg 36, Hedgesville nothing. Let's get our 4th quarter sponsors as we are brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio, video, distribution, and more. Call them at 304-350-1931 or visit WHMSystems.com, as well as Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them at 360 Hack Wilson Way or at Orsinis.com. First and 10 for Martinsburg as the clock starts winding down here with a winding clock for the Mercy Rule in quarter number 4. Clement gets the snap. He'll hand it off to his running back. This time it is Nick Buskey who goes up the middle, out across the 50, and tackled at Hedgesville's 49-yard line. So a gain of only 2 on that will bring up 2nd down and 8.
It's been a quiet night for Buskey. He was starting to get some more carries as the season progressed outside of just garbage time, but not so much tonight. They've kind of gone away from that 2-back look or at least they did it very early in the game. It's the look that they're in now. They've shown a little bit of it as the game has gone on.
Clement gets the snap this time. He's dropping back the pass. Has all day in that pocket. Chucks it deep and overthrows the intended receiver by at least 5, if not more, yards. Is that intended for Tyon Jacobs in the middle of the field around that 10-yard line.
Looked like he was about to have Jay Lardy come open. If he waited about a half a second more, he might have been able to see it.
That brings up 3rd down and 9. 2:50 to go in this 4th quarter. Martinsburg leads 36-0 over Hedgesville. Clement will have Fegan and Buskey lined up to his left side. 1 receiver to the right, 2 to the left. Clement gets a snap, rolls to his left, throws a pass on the far side, and waiting to see the signal. I think it went through the hands of the intended receiver, Cash Gideon, and incomplete, as that brings up 4th and 9.
It's just been a sloppy night for Martinsburg. They just have not really been able to sustain success for long periods of time. And even that said, a sloppy night for Martinsburg, and it's 36 to nothing. 36 points up on the board.
Yeah, I wouldn't say completely sloppy. Maybe on the offensive side, but
yeah, but that's really what I mean. The
night.
Offensive side for sure is what I'm really referring to. But yeah, the defense was flawless tonight. Again, I think the final stat sheet will read something like negative 30 rushing yards for Hedgesville.
As Martinsburg takes a delay of game, the clock continues to wind down here in quarter number 4. It's at 1:30. The delay of game will back up Martinsburg to its 45-yard line. Martinsburg will come out on top in this one. It's Spring Mills over Hedgesville, 36-0, unless we see a late score, which right now does not look likely. As the clock continues to wind down, so if Martinsburg just wants to, if they're not going to stop the clock, they can continue to just take delay of game penalties.
No reason not to, really. We figured out who the better team is here today. No need to get anyone hurt.
And there you go, another delay of game penalty. And again, the clock continues to wind down. Waiting to see if they just realize, hey, this is how things are going to be. Let's just let them shake hands and wrap things up.
I guess they have to do the due diligence. But maybe they're not going to start the play clock.
Play clock, they decided not to start.
There you go.
So now they do so, and the difference between the play clock and the game clock,
now they can go. Yeah.
Will allow the game clock to reach zeros. And again, your final score: Martinsburg 36, Hedgesville nothing. As both teams will make their way to the 50-yard line to shake hands. Martinsburg finishes the regular season undefeated with a 9-0 record. The Hedgesville Eagles fall to 3-6. We'll step aside, take a 2-minute break, and then be back for our post-game show. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs. Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood, West Virginia is closing its doors forever. I'm Lori, and my father started this jewelry store 48 years ago. It's bittersweet for us to retire and go out of business, but we are so grateful to you.
I'm Dave. Stop by now and receive up to 70% off our entire inventory. It's our way of saying thank you to our cherished clients who have treated us like family for so many years.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer!
The Mountaineer Pub offers many daily specials including Trivia Night Mondays, Karaoke Tuesdays, Steak Night Wednesdays and Sundays, Boneless Swing Night Thursdays, and DJ and/or karaoke, again Fridays and Saturdays. And remember, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays through Fridays is happy hour with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Pub!
This is Senator Patricia Rucker. My record shows that I have led the fight for legislation to provide opportunity for West Virginians, strengthen families, protect our children, and improve education. But there is more work yet to do. West Virginia is on the rise, but we're still playing catch-up. That's why I'm asking for your vote, so that I can go back to Charleston and continue the progress we have made.
Paid for by Rucker for West Virginia, Mike Holtz, Treasurer, rucker4wv.com.
Hedgesville Motor Company off I-81 at 993 Hedgesville Road is a family-owned and operated business providing the Eastern Panhandle with the highest quality pre-owned vehicles and customer service since 1997. Hedgesville is a pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer. We're proud to be your partner serving the community. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Call us at 304-267-7172 or see us at 993 Hedgesville Road. If you want to sell your car, we buy cars too. Check us out at Hedgesville.com. The Hedgesville Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
We welcome you back here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Your final score, Martinsburg 36, Hedgesville nothing. So we welcome you into the Palace Lounge post-game show brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg with a full lunch and dinner menu, daily specials, and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page as Martinsburg remains undefeated, 9-0 on the season, and it looks like we might be ready to have Matt Miller down on the field with Coy Fagan. So whenever you're ready, Matt, take it away.
All right, guys, thank you very much. Coy, congratulations, the undefeated regular season. Tough contest tonight. What was going on out there?
I think we were just playing down to our competition. We need to play better and play to our potential. We need to do better, and going into the playoffs, that's what we're going to fix.
What was that locker room like at the half as you came back out and executed better in the second half?
We're just focusing on what we need to do better and just focusing on playing better next half, really.
Yeah, you took some snaps at quarterback as well as running back in this one. It looked like Murphy a little under the weather or maybe ate a little something he shouldn't have before the game. Talk to us about that dual role and what you like about those opportunities you get.
It was fun playing quarterback, getting back out there. I kind of reminiscing. But I just like it, being able to step into that role whenever and be able to perform for my team.
The regular season is now wrapped up. You get a bye week before going into the playoffs. What does that mean for you guys to be able to have that time to prepare for now the second season?
Could you say it again?
I'm just asking what that extra bye week maybe means for you. You get some time now to heal up and then get ready for that second season.
All right, yeah. The bye week it helps out a lot. We get to get 100% or close to 100% before the playoffs. And we just get ready, focus on what we need to fix, and it's game time.
Coy, thank you.
No problem.
Congratulations on a big win. Let me see if I can find Coach Walker. Guys, I think he may have left on me. I'm not sure.
Well, that is unfortunate.
Let me throw it.
I'll keep it up here for now, Matt, while you try to do some investigating and see if you're able to track down Coach Walker or not. But while he does that, let's get into our post-game stats, Dylan, brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 South Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business.
Let's start with Martinsburg here, as Murphy Clement went 7 for 13 passing the ball, 106 yards, 1 passing touchdown. And then he also had 11 carries for 38 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns on the night. Coy Fagan 13 carries, 93 yards, and a rushing touchdown himself. 2 for 6 passing the ball, 16 yards when he had to come in for Murphy Clement, who had to come out for part of a drive. Strahd Musgrove also had a 5-yard touchdown on an end around. Buzzed over 4 catches, 90 yards, and a touchdown on a 56-yarder. And then on the Hedgesville side, Ian Wolf ends up being 9 for 15, 117 yards. Jake Young, let me just combine this all. First of all, let's start with the passing numbers. DeMonte Martin, 3 catches for 82 yards, all really great catches that he had there. And then the running backs for Hedgesville combined negative 16 yards on the night.
All right, I believe Matt Miller now has head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Dave Walker. So whenever you are in position, Matt, give me a thumbs up and we'll send it down to you. Good to go, Matt?
Thank you. All right, guys, so we do have Coach Walker. I had to track him down. He is faster than he may look, Coach. You put on some speed in the recent years.
It's deceptive. It really is. Deceptive speed.
Hey, look, I know that it was a frustrating game at times, but you come out and you do get the lopsided and shutout victory. What'd you see?
I mean, I thought, we started off kind of sluggish, and we had some technical difficulties with our headphones and relay, which kind of put us, off sync a little bit. But then it's one of those deals. I'm not trying to, be disrespectful to anybody, but I just think we've been playing down. I told our kids, we just play down to people. We got to quit doing that, because if we do that here on out, then our season will be over with. So, but I'm proud of those guys. The journey we've been on together here for the last 3 or 4 months, and I look forward to seeing how we can finish this thing out.
Good way to close it out with a shutout. While you may have had some struggles on that offensive side, were you overall pleased with what the defense did? Yeah,
we give up some big plays to a really good receiver, but we weren't smart at times. But I thought we made a couple adjustments there and did a good job. But defensively, we're a pretty good football team.
You finished the regular season now undefeated. Only 9 games on the schedule. Couldn't get that 10th one. Do you like where you're at right now with another bye week going into the postseason?
Health-wise, I think we're in good shape. I think we got to go back and look at a few things and see where we're at. But as far as where we're at as a team, I think we're in pretty good shape. We just got to, focus a little bit more here and try not to lose any focus during this open week. But as far as the rating stuff, I don't have any control over that, so I'm not too worried about it.
That's it. Control what you can control. Coach, I understand this was game number 14, or excuse me, how about let me go on a little higher. Game number 400 for you as a high school head coach from your time at East Hardy and here at Martinsburg, both the first time and now coming back this second time around. And I believe this is like win 315 in those 400 high school games. Did you ever imagine it would go this way when you first took the field at East Hardy?
No, because I started out like 1 in 19, so I thought about going and selling insurance or something. But no, it's been a great journey, and I've been blessed to be around some great people and just blessed in general. So a lot of people to have credit, not just me. It's just a thing that I've just been around a lot of great people, and I think this is just a product of it.
Coach, congratulations on the win tonight, the perfect regular season. Good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you, Matt.
Guys, back up to you.
Thank you to Matt Miller, and appreciate Dave Walker coming back over and giving us another great interview, as you heard. 400th game for him as a high school head football coach. If you want to include his days as the head coach at Concord, that would make it now 422, as this is win number 315 in his high school career. If you want to add the other, then it looks like 14 for college would make it, what? 329. Yep, there you go. So congrats to him. Congrats to Martinsburg on a 36-0 win over Hedgesville. Let's now get into tonight's awards, since we already got our post-game stats here on the Palace Lounge post-game show, and wrap things up. Let's start off with tonight's electrifying play of the game, brought to you by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg or online at orsinis.com.
I'll have to go with the 56-yard touchdown that Murphy Clement threw to Buzz Dover in the second half to get Martinsburg up on the board after they recovered an onside kick, got themselves up to 29 to nothing over the Eagles, and it was a great play, longest play of the night for either side. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot of explosive plays to go around, but that was definitely the big one for Martinsburg.
All right, that's tonight's electrifying play of the game. How about tonight's collision of the game, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg, family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Call 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page.
Well, one of the last carries that the Hedgesville Eagles were able to get in this one, Kamari Thomas took a handoff in the backfield where he was immediately met by Rashad Reed for a 5-yard loss. It's a handful of, hard to say, maybe a couple handfuls of tackles for loss tonight that the Bulldogs had, to the point where just the running backs, you don't even take into consideration sack yardage or the snap over the head of Ian Wolf. The running backs of Hedgesville tonight had negative 16 rushing yards, and add in Ian Wolf's sack yardage and that snap over the head, and you get yourself to upwards of 35 to 40 negative rushing yards. Nothing in the end net for Hedgesville.
How about tonight's Good Hands Catch of the Game, brought to you by Kelly Allstate Insurance. For all of your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg.
Kind of just want to group this into saying all three of DeMonte Martin's receptions tonight.
Okay.
Of 25, 28, and 29. I'd probably say the most impressive of the bunch was probably his first one that he had, but they were all three great plays. So he was the good hands guy of the game in general, and those three plays, the first one probably being the most impressive.
And lastly, tonight's player of the game, brought to you by Bodwell Insurance Solutions, a local professional to help you with all of your Medicare needs. Visit bodwellinsurancesolutions.com or call 304-283-0864.
I think you could give an honorable mention and just say the entire defensive line of Martinsburg could be a candidate for player of the game, but if we're just going to single out one person, I'd give it to Coy Fagan. 13 carries for 93 yards and a touchdown. It seemed like when the Martinsburg offense was kind of stalling out at times that you could hand the ball off to him. He had 9 yards per carry in the first half for 72 yards and a touchdown alone in that half. They slowed him down a little bit in the second half, did Hedgesville, but they didn't really need a whole lot of help from him at that point, so he only got 5 carries in that second half, but in the end, the first half was impressive enough for me to call him the player of the game.
So that will wrap things up here from Spring Mills High School, with no Martinsburg football next week due to only having a 9-game regular season schedule. We will be back here at Spring Mills next Friday night, as the Cardinals will be in action after the bye week, and they host the Hedgesville Eagles. Kickoff at 7 p.m. Pregame coverage will start at 6. Tomorrow on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube, pregame coverage at 1:30. Kickoff at 2 o'clock. It is Shepherd Ram football as they get ready to take on Bloomsburg. Looking forward to that one, but that wraps things up here for Nick Verzolini, who you'll hear from with some final scores from around the state, as well as Daryl Miller, Matt Miller, John Alderton, Dylan Bishop. I'm Colin McLaughlin, signing off. Again, your final score, Martinsburg 36, Hedgesville nothing. This has been West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio, WRNR and TV10.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from one location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
We are the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told, you need a lawyer. But that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
As a lifelong Jefferson County resident, Paul Espinosa has been a champion for the Eastern Panhandle. Paul is the effective, fiscally conservative voice we need in the West Virginia Senate. He's fought for job creation, student-centered education, the rights of the unborn, protecting our family farms, and was a leader in passing income tax relief for all West Virginians. When residents of the 16th Senatorial District cast their votes for their next senator, the choice is clear. Paul Espinosa for West Virginia State Senate. Paid for by Espinosa for Senate, Mary C. Espinosa, Treasurer.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney, Friday Night Lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for Steak Night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
We welcome you into the post-game Extra Point Scoreboard show. Your final here tonight from the game you just tuned into. Martinsburg defeats Hedgesville 36-0 after only leading 14-0 at halftime. The Bulldogs pull away in that second half and get the shutout over the Eagles. And now we'll have to wait and see where they end up in terms of the playoff ratings. But currently number 4, and some teams ahead of them winning again tonight. Jefferson, they're also trying to move up in the playoff ratings, and they are either already gotten or are going to get a win on their senior night over Clarksburg, Maryland, as that score is 47-0 Jefferson. Last update in the fourth quarter. Hasn't gone final yet according to the scores, but it's pretty much all but over, if not already over, between Jefferson and Clarksburg here tonight. Musselman, the offense has emerged for the Applemen for the first time since really week 2 of the season. The Applemen put up 46, a season high, 46 points. They scored 44 in their first game, scored 22 in their second, and then struggled to go over 14. But Musselman's offense emerges tonight against Washington, and they get a 46-6 victory. Again, hasn't quite gone final yet, but pretty much all but over there. Some interesting games going on around the state tonight. Wheeling Park blowing out Parkersburg South. Nobody really saw this one coming. 58-7 was the last updated score in the third quarter. It could be worse than that now. Some exciting games going on across the state tonight as well, as we actually have an update to one of these scores, so I'll update for you here. But Bridgeport, Lindsley actually turned out to be a pretty competitive game, but Bridgeport holds off Lindsley to get the 28-21 win for Bridgeport there. So some other games, 21-13 in the fourth quarter, Oak Hill leading Beckley Woodrow Wilson in that game. So a good one there in the fourth quarter. Spring Valley and Parkersburg going at it tonight. That's a back-and-forth game. In the third quarter, his last update might have been a 7:30 kickoff there, 27-21. Spring Valley leading Morgantown. The score is a little bit cut off, but it is 19-18. So Morgantown was down. I think it was 18-0 at one point. But Morgantown has come back to take the lead over University, make it 19-18. And that classic rivalry there, that game is in the fourth quarter. So a great game between those two teams. Bridgeport, as I mentioned, getting the win over Lindsley. So let's go ahead and take a look now at the rest of the state in AAA. We'll throw those EPAC scores back up for you on TV 10. And we'll run down some of these other finals here or close games. So Preston, Buchanan, Upshur, no update there, but it's 14-7. Both the Hurricane and Huntington's getting wins tonight and both putting up 80-plus on South Charleston and St. Albans falling in those two games. Jefferson actually made it 47. Okay, yeah, we did have that right. Sorry about that. Princeton 55, Greenbrier East nothing. And let's see here what else we got going on. George Washington getting a dominating win over Capital. It was 56-6 at halftime. No update there. Lincoln County Riverside, no update between those two teams. And those are all the games in AAA tonight. Berkeley Springs is taking on Braxton County tomorrow, so no update for them. And I don't think Hampshire was in action. I think they were on bye tonight, so those were your other Eastern Panhandle scores if they had any action. But as I said, I don't think they were. So once again, tomorrow on TV 10, we will have Shepherd Rams football for you on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube as the Rams head to Bloomsburg for a matchup with the 1-7 Huskies, looking to keep their playoff hopes alive. But I'm Nick Verzolini. Again, that's a 2 p.m. kickoff, 1:30 pregame show. Saying so long here from the studio. This is the Extra Points Scoreboard Show, and this is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. That does it here for us tonight. Once again, your final score from Martinsburg, Hedgesville. Martinsburg 36, Hedgesville nothing.
And that concludes today's postgame show. Be sure to tune in each week throughout the regular and postseason for more West Virginia high school football. Today's game has been brought to you by
Orsini's Home Store, Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, The Palace Lounge, CMA Honda, Bechtel Jewelers, the Berkeley County Health Department, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, the Heffley Motor Company, W. Harley Miller Systems, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Chris Miller and the Dutch Miller Auto Group, Ollie's VIP Lounge, and the Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance Agency.
For the best in high school, college, and NFL coverage all season long, keep it tuned in to Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg. All rights reserved.